Yeah.
Look at that. We have people on our chat. Look at that. That's fantastic, isn't it?
It is. Okay, so Ben is going to be with us today.
Ben Evertz, yes,
Ben
correct.
Evertz, yeah, that's
I'm
right.
glad. Welcome to the show.
Yeah,
Andre.
we're glad we're on the
just
same
got here.
page.
Yeah.
I'm glad you saw fucking
Glad-
Twitter.
Yeah, I mean,
Dumbass.
God.
And look at that.
Yo, what's up? Hey, guys, welcome to episode.
Ryan, shut up. For the love of God. Seriously. You are
I'd
not
like
the
to
host.
welcome everybody back.
You're not the host.
It's episode
You gotta
60.
Stop. Episode 60, yes. Stop stealing my thunder. All right.
Yeah, why are you stealing his thunder?
That's what I'll do to you. Okay.
Episode 60.
How crazy is that? 60 episodes
60.
of the 4Nerds.
6-0.
And there's only 52 weeks in a year, so.
And you know, in just a couple episodes, we'll reach Ryan's age.
But then a couple episodes after that, we will have surpassed Dawson's IQ by what, 63?
That wasn't as
That
good.
was
That
lame.
wasn't
Yeah.
as good.
Lame.
That was terrible.
All right. So anyway, so welcome to the show, guys. Thank you for being in the
Welcome to the 4Nerds. This is my hosting week, so you just shut up. But it's good to have everybody here. Welcome to episode 60. We'll have a great guest we'll bring in here in just a couple moments. But again, very, very excited to be with you guys today, talking about some great nerdy stuff as always, and just BSing around because obviously that's what we're all good at. Apparently, we have very limited skills, but BSing is one of them.
Very good at it.
Very, very good at it. Especially, you know. Never mind. I was gonna go somewhere else, but never mind. Andre.
I know. Ryan is the biggest bullshitter I know.
What are you talking about?
He can
Everything
bullshit for
I
hours.
say is legit. Like 90% of the stuff I say is 100% accurate.
50% of the time it works every time. That's pretty much your logic right there, is what we're going with.
That's what it is, man. That's
It's
what
more
it
than
is.
50.
But guys, real quick before we get started, I want to remind you guys, if you do not follow all the 4Nerds on social media, be sure to check out and do so. Follow each of us on Twitter individually. As you can see, we added the underscore to ACS's tag. So that's there. Also, be sure to check out the podcast on Spotify. All the episodes of 4Nerds are featured on the Nerdy Many Ways Spotify and Anchor podcast. And what's great is that tomorrow you get a double feature because we finally have the audio for last week's show. Because a certain someone finally sent the audio.
Well, what I did was, because it was Stephen Colbert, what I did was I downloaded it, I remastered it.
Oh my God, I don't care. I do not, I don't care.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had to mute a lot of what he said because it was really stupid.
You have no excuse. No
He
excuse.
was like,
Extra round
Colbert
seven.
made a good point. I didn't.
But also, guys, real quick before we get going, I want to clue you guys in on something pretty fun we're going to be doing today throughout the show. We have a new digital giveaway for you guys. And the giveaway is a digital copy of Crime Story, now streaming on Redbox. Richard Dreyfuss and Maria Sorvino, Academy Award-winning talent, starring the action-packed thriller Crime Story, where an ex-mob boss takes a deadly path of revenge when he and his family are targeted in a home invasion robbery. Stream Crime Story instantly on Redbox on demand today. Rated R from Paramount Pictures. So very, very exciting. We have 5 digital codes to give away today. So we'll be asking 5 different trivia questions throughout the show, and you guys can win get a chance to win a digital copy of that movie. So without further ado, let's bring an honored guest today, Mr. Ben Evertz from Real Anarchy. What's up, man?
Yeah.
What up?
What's going on, guys?
Well, I mean, we do have some fireworks. Of course, that's what happens when Andre rigs them because, you know,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
he doesn't do it properly.
They just blow up.
That's his flatulence. So
What's going on, fellas?
It's going good, man. How's your day been?
It's going good so far. It's going okay. It's going okay. Andre fucked me over.
How did I fuck you over?
What'd you do this time, Andre?
Let me start off with this little story.
God,
Andrew
here
hit
we
me
go.
up on Friday. Hey Ben, do you want to be here? I'm like, yeah, sure, but not this week because I've been off like for about 2 weeks because something happened in my family.
Mhm.
So I was like, dude, I need to get my, get back in my rhythm. Give me about a week. I'll be there a week later. I don't know how he managed to say the 19th, which is this week.
Well,
And on Tuesday, I'm sitting at home and I'm going through Twitter, like my mom says. And I see this coming in this Thursday, Ben Evertz. I was like, what the fuck?
well, I
I
said,
was like,
okay.
wait, I said next week.
He's been developing this trope that he is quite the bully. So he's been bullying a lot of
Yeah,
people.
I'm a
Very
bully.
doing what he
I'm
wants.
a bully.
Individual.
That's what I am. I'm just a bully.
Andre,
Yeah.
all I have to say to you is this.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Go f yourself!
Because how freaking dare you?
That
Like I
was
said, he was
very-
like, yeah, because I thought I was like, you know what? Maybe he's thinking about because maybe he thinks the show's on Monday. That's when my show is at. Maybe we're not. And I said, so
No,
and I
no,
gave him
no,
the
no,
date.
no,
And he
no.
was like, yeah, that works. Let's do it. I was
No.
Right,
You are very crafty because, like, my mind wasn't even like I already said, dude. Not this
Yo,
week.
we
Next
had
week,
the
definitely
thumbnail
count me
like
in.
2 weeks ago. So yeah, he's full of shit.
pre-confirmation. We're all making the thumbnails.
Bully
Yeah.
Tina.
Instead of
Bully Tina, there it is.
we had a thumbnail, and instead of Ben, we had Anthony as a stand-in.
Oh,
It was him, like,
All right, that's a random thing to bring up, I guess.
yeah.
Poor Anthony. I didn't know he was our thumbnail holder.
I'm sure.
But anyway,
but anyway, yeah. Well,
Yes.
I apologize if that's
No,
how it
I'm
happened.
fucking with you, man. I'm
All right,
fine.
cool.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah, you're all because because I thought you were gonna. I thought what you were saying was that you wanted to stream on Wednesday. I was like, oh, so he wants to stream Wednesday, and then that means that the show's on Thursday. So he would have already had a stream by then. So
Right.
he'll get back in the groove. I
he said it's fine. He said it's fine.
It's fine. It's
I-
fine.
I-
It's
I
fine.
Move
know.
on from
It's
his
fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Fear Jason, what's
Okay.
going on for you?
Let's move on.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's good to have you here, man. We have a lot of great and fun stuff to talk about. Obviously, I mean, we all do this whole nerdy podcasting, so we've all probably talked with these subjects at least at some point over this week. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of stuff, but I did want to bring up some things that are brand new to talk about first off.
Sure.
And one of the things that came out yesterday was Marvel's What If Episode 2. So
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know. Have you watched both the first and second episode of What If?
Yes, I did. Yes,
Okay.
I did.
So-
I am the official Marvel Tubby, I guess. Whatever.
Tubby?
it is.
What?
Marvelite, whatever.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
no, I'm the Marvel fan, and out of that
So you're
relationship.
marvelous. Gotcha.
Yeah.
marvelous.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Oh.
That's awesome. But
Sorry, Anthony. What did you?
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
No, he just got
We
demoted.
always
Yeah,
put
it's
the yes right there.
You just got
Yeah.
demoted, buddy.
yeah, we had
Well,
placed
by
you
the
in
end
the
of the
middle because,
episode, I'll be next to you, guaranteed.
Okay.
in fact, I'm pretty sure replacing Anthony at the bottom, we gained 3 viewers. So there we go. That's how it works.
That's how it
Do it sooner.
Yeah, that'll come. We'll talk about
Yeah,
that.
but I do
I'm interested.
watch Marvel stuff.
All right, awesome.
All of it.
So I guess before we get into episode 2, what were your thoughts on the first episode of
The
What
first
If?
one was really weak. I didn't enjoy it at all. You know what? Full disclosure, I never liked the first Captain
the
America
Avenger,
movie.
Captain America.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it. It was a movie that I forced myself to watch multiple times. And I said this before. I was a big and still am a Captain America fan, but the movie just didn't. It just didn't resonate with me. The second one, the Winter Soldier, was amazing.
Yeah. That
Oh
was,
yeah.
Yeah, that movie slaps. Still to this day, it's in my top 5.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
personally feel like
Yeah.
the Captain America trilogy is probably the strongest trilogy of all. I guess there's 3 trilogies. There's the Iron Man trilogy, Thor
Yeah.
trilogy, and Captain America. So I think Captain America is the top one,
Yeah.
Iron Man second, then
Yeah.
Thor kind of pretty much third as sort of a
Yeah,
delicate
it's-
because I don't think anybody else has had a third movie.
the third one. Which one is that one? The Dark World.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Dark
no,
World,
the
the second
second
one,
one.
and
The
then
second one. The
Ragnarok.
third Ragnarok. Yeah, no, that's just trash.
Thank you.
You just made Ryan's
I
day.
did. I like it still,
Yeah, because they depower. They just turn the Hulk into a joke. And and the Hulk is like a beast in the comics. I'm like, dude, this is because I remember watching Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
In the first 5 minutes, like, yes, that's the fucking Hulk, and all of a sudden, boom, he's getting his ass
Got
kicked.
slapped like a bitch.
Yeah.
It was like,
And then he was a bitch throughout. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Well, and that was the hard part too, because then like he got his ass kicked, and then after that it was like, oh, he doesn't want to come out. You're
Yeah,
like,
no,
what?
that's
No,
not-
come on, man. Like I want to see the Hulk go crazy.
Yeah.
And we never got to see that because then here comes Endgame, and it's Professor Hulk, where he's
Yeah,
like
that
gamed.
was-
taking selfies with kids.
That was the
And I'm
thing.
sure
I
they're
was
going
like,
to continue
what the
that.
hell?
I'm sure they're
Yeah,
going to
Bad
continue
Pat.
that in She-Hulk. I'm sure it's still going to be that same Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a feeling, and I didn't like, and I mean, in the comics, even Thanos is like, nah, I don't want to fight him, you know, and so it just didn't make any sense to me that they turn him into a joke. That I didn't like that.
Well, I mean, even the last the What If for when Thanos was fighting with
Hold on. Before you go there,
I was like, so
Come
these
on, man.
guys
We're not trying to do
can beat up
spoilers here.
him. but
Wait, you guys
he
haven't
beat up
seen
the
it?
Hulk.
No, we like to warn everybody since it just came out.
It did.
There
It
you go.
did.
We like
it
to
did.
tell everybody there's spoilers.
But I wasn't
okay.
going into spoilers.
You were still going
Yeah, you were. I know exactly what you're.
Yeah, you better check yourself on that one.
Golly, I swear.
Oh shit, dude! You got your own fucking drop.
That's right. That's when you get
awesome.
to
I made that
level,
like a year ago.
That's the best one though. That's the best one. It really is.
I was probably like within the third week that I knew Ryan, and automatically I knew this guy's got bad takes. I need a clip about it.
Oh,
It's-
You were talking
that's
about
completely
Captain
engineered.
America, the first Avenger. I liked it, but I definitely thought that out of all the MCU movies, I felt like that was the most like Disney-ish movie. It had more corny jokes. It was more.
What are you talking about?
Captain
It wasn't
America, the
even
first-
made by Disney.
Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America, the first one, that was
That was Marvel.
that was Marvel. That was, I think, Universal. Or who
No, that
who
was
did
the-
that?
no, that was. What are you talking about?
Because the first one that
Iron
Disney
Man wasn't
did
made
was
with Disney. Iron Man wasn't
the
made
first
with
one
Disney.
that Disney
Right.
did was the Avengers.
Correct.
That was their first movie. So Captain America, the first Avenger, was before
Yeah,
that.
the first.
Well,
the
what I'm
first
saying,
Iron
that was-
Man.
it was
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
it wasn't a
like-
Disney movie.
Yeah, half of the phase one was wasn't with Disney.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've been exposed.
I know.
I was like,
Well,
I gotta
you're
keep you
talking
straight.
about
I gotta
now.
keep you straight. He's like, that's the most Disney movie. I was like, when made by Disney? I was like,
I think I get what you're saying though. Like,
I'm not saying,
Disney's live.
I'm not saying it's the most Disney. I'm saying it's the most Disney type of movie. In terms of
Paramount. There you
Yeah.
go. It was made by Paramount.
Paramount,
Thank you,
yes.
Philip. Thank you.
Marvel and Paramount. Yes. So Andre knows nothing.
Apparently. But I mean, it was very similar to what we saw in the first episode of What If. It was very,
Yeah.
she had her jokes. It was kind of whimsical. It was, very cliche in terms of like the era that it came from, that it was taking place in. So having said that, it was very similar to like what a Disney theme type movie.
Yeah.
Where, it was set
And then they just ripped off fucking Wonder Woman. And I didn't even realize that until I think
that
Andre's the
fighting
one that
scene,
played the clip for
yeah,
me.
if you're Jason,
And I was like, holy
pulled that up.
crap.
Yeah.
Because I kind of felt like it was, and I hadn't seen the comparison, yet. So I was like, man, I liked it better when it was Wonder Woman. And then they're like, oh, well, check this out. And I was like, oh, shit. It was almost verbatim, a lot of the action sequences or whatever were
Again,
taken
how many
from
moves can you pull with a fucking shield, though?
Yeah,
That's a
true.
fair
I mean,
point.
That's true.
That's a very fair
That's
point.
true. But she did more than just with the shield,
off,
though.
off the bat. I think it just,
Yeah, like if
You've
she
also
would've
been
done
exposed.
if she would have done the sweeping with the leg, I'm like, okay, that.
that would have been like,
Yeah.
Then
And as far as episode one, though, I think episode one had enjoyable things about it, like animation style, the fight sequences. But I agree, there were some things about it that just
They
didn't
even
really work
mentioned
for
No
me.
Man's Land.
Like, for example, in the first Avenger, they have the whole dance gimmick mentioned like twice. And I think that was a perfect amount of times to say it, and it made it to where it was kind of impactful when it was mentioned. But in the episode that they had, basically the first Avenger with Captain Carter, they do it 5 times and really overplayed it in an episode that was half an hour crunched up version of Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And it's
And
like,
then they added Iron Man out of nowhere. And I was like, no, sorry. That shit didn't happen for another 20, 30 years. Or more.
Well,
Shit.
I got a feeling that they're not gonna have Iron Man origin story in the What If series. So I think this was their way to squeeze that in there.
that makes sense. I mean, it's still made by a Stark, which still makes sense because
But
he
how
literally
would he have the
discovered an
exact
element.
same
Design.
aesthetic design, right? I'm like, no, it ain't like father like son in that respect. I'm sorry that you're asking too much of your audience for that.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that.
I mean,
Rogers
it works the
died.
same as Joker being Martha Wayne in Flashpoint.
That's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. I don't look. I'm cool with her being like
Brian
that
hates
woman,
that, by the way.
that girl. Like Robin. I could give a shit. But to make her the Joker is just that's just lazy writing. It's like somebody has to be the Joker. Who? Martha? Okay, that's good.
So the Flashpoint story doesn't
The
work for you?
Flashpoint story is dope. Just
He
not
doesn't like
That's
that.
the
that.
one aspect
Like
of it.
I don't mind like Harley becoming Yo-Yo or whatever the fuck. And I don't mind Thomas
regret
becoming
starting this.
Batman.
I know
Right.
where you're going.
That's dope. But for Martha to just become the Joker, I'm like, well, what the fuck happened to the guy that was going to become the Joker? Does he become?
He didn't have a bad day.
He didn't have a bad day. So there's some sort of like there's a Joker spirit floating around.
Yeah.
And then she just happened to catch
post the
it
body
on
of that person who has him in
day.
the back. Yeah, that's what it is.
1000%.
I thought it was
I
a
have
cool
zero
twist.
problem
I
with
loved it. I was like, yeah, this is
Yeah, me
badass.
too.
Well, yeah.
I think
Oh,
because
yeah.
the idea of her losing a mother losing a child, that's something that could snap, your mental state. And I guess
Absolutely.
and I think that's why it was sort of
I guess
easy
Ryan
for
just
them
doesn't
to say,
feel
okay,
sympathetic
this could
for
be-
that. Apparently, I guess he just has no.
No,
soul.
I would think that she would go the other way. Like she'd go fucking nuts because Batman's nuts anyway. But she'd
Right.
go nuts and like she'd want to protect children, like to the nth degree. Not like I'm gonna fucking go nuts and act like an idiot and run around town and fight my husband for the rest of my life.
So what if episode 2?
I mean, most marriages, in a lot of marriages, when things go wrong, they end up fighting each other for the rest of their lives anyway. So, I'm just saying.
Look. I guess it's a normal marriage.
All right. So with that being said, let's transition to What If episode 2. I literally just finished watching it an hour ago. But I guess compared to the first episode, Ben, what were your thoughts on episode 2?
Oh man, I loved episode 2. I love the nostalgia. I love seeing him. Man, when I heard his voice,
Yeah.
it choked up a little because I can relate losing somebody to cancer, and it brought me back to that to that.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I wanted to stay on the show, and I thought it was good how they use him instead of Star-Lord, and then it becomes the question that are we talking spoilers?
Yeah,
Well, I can always just play the clip.
You got to
again,
go to
you know,
Anthony
I
for
gotta
that
do
one.
this.
It's like the
We are
worst
talking
clip.
spoilers.
God.
Right.
It perfectly matches the sound people make when they get spoiled for something. I mean, they just wail in pain,
Well, I like the idea that one person can make such an impact that would change the entire universe, because him being Star-Lord turns, which a lot of people are griping about for whatever reason, but I didn't think it was a big deal that it turned, spoiler alert, Thanos into a good guy, and the Kree didn't kill Drax's family, and so that aspect of it, I thought it was interesting. I was like, okay, one person can make an impact. It was like a Wonderful Life type of thing. That if you're familiar, I don't know if I'm dating myself there. It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I can watch it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it went along the lines of that. Also about nurture versus nature. Whether he was always gonna be good. It didn't matter if he grew up in Wakanda or grew up on space. That was another thing that resonated with me. And I like the fact. Hey, Krypton. Hey, KC. What's up? And I like the animation. I like the action. The comedy I was laughing throughout like from the minute that what's it, Dijon
Hasselu, yeah,
dude, when he said you are Star-Lord, I was like, oh shit. Like
yeah, I like that he did hear about him or of him, where in the other one he had no idea who the hell it was.
Yeah.
I was like, I dug that. I thought that was great.
It was the fact that they are so self-aware that they understand that that's a meme and it's funny. So let's flip it so everybody loses their mind when they see that. Because that's the first thing that I just did. I was like fucking lost it when I heard that. It's like, you're Star-Lord.
Yeah, I love the script there. It definitely caught you off guard because you kind of expect this to sound the same way, but it's just like, no, not even close to the same.
Yeah.
But you brought up something interesting that I actually did want to talk about was Thanos in this episode.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about Hulk and Endgame a little bit ago.
Sure.
And obviously the Hulk in Endgame is atrocious. That's disrespectful to the character. And I'm not saying that's the same thing in this movie or in this episode's case, but I felt some vibes about it when it came to Thanos. Because, like, obviously Thanos is more of he's more of an intellectual than the Hulk naturally is without Bruce Banner's brain in there, right?
Right.
But he's still, at the end of the day, a mad titan. So it did bug me a little bit.
Okay.
But not nearly as much as I think maybe some other people were bothered.
Right.
I thought it was awesome.
I thought it was kind of funny that like his
awesome
mind was changed because T'Challa's good at conversation. I was like, okay, I feel like it took a little bit more to convince him, but
yeah.
I think that this Thanos, the Hulk could have beat up.
This version, he was like,
I got him. I got that bitch.
Well, I always wonder too.
He was getting his ass handed by the Black Order. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That did bother me a little bit. I was like,
that bothered me.
But in what was it? In Infinity War, he beats up the Hulk, but then again, he has the Power Stone already. So I was like, okay, so he has some of the stones. And that's why he's kind of kicking his ass. And then in Endgame, when they fight what is basically a younger Thanos, a little bit younger, you have Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America fighting him, and he's kicking the shit out of them with those stones. Just like, I was just like, dude, how powerful is this guy? I thought for sure that when the three of them went against him, that it would be they'd have more of an advantage.
Well, not as powerful as Captain Marvel. We'll just say that.
To everybody.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel can hold off the entire Infinity Gauntlet.
Captain Marvel is an Infinity Stone.
Yes, it's an Infinity Stone. I'm not a fucking fan. I'm not a fan, not because it's a girl. I think her character is. I think it's because the actress made me hate that character.
It was the actress, but it was also the story.
Charisma.
Like the story, she had no charisma, but the story really had she didn't learn shit through the whole movie.
Right.
There was nothing.
No lesson.
No lesson. No progression. So it was stagnant.
Yes.
Right.
And then the fact that the guy at the beginning is like, stop being so emotional. She literally shows no emotion throughout the entire freaking movie. It's like, I don't know what you're seeing here, Mr. Kree Commander, but you do you. But real quick, before we move on any further, guys, we mentioned earlier the digital giveaway we have of a copy of Crime Story featuring Richard Dreyfuss and Mira Sorvino, and we have 5 copies to give away. And we're going to ask the first trivia question right now to you guys in the chat. So be ready, because the first person who types in the chat and gets the right answer wins a digital copy of this movie. So,
who was the lead in Mr. Holland's Opus?
Nope, that is not the question.
Relax. Okay.
You're gone for that. You're gone for that. Stop. Don't.
I'll give you a hint. He was in Jaws.
He was in Jaws. He was.
Sure. Yes. Okay, great. That's good for you. Fantastic. Anyway, question number 1 for this giveaway is, and this should be a pretty easy one for all you DC fans out there, what year did The Dark Knight starring Christian Bale premiere in theaters? And go. First one to get the right answer in the chat wins a copy of Crime Story digitally. So, guys,
and I must add, you cannot resell this movie and make profit without at least consulting us. No, I'm joking.
What the hell?
I don't know what you're going for there.
I'm just trying to. Hey, 2005.
Krypton got it.
Yeah, Krypton Cage wins the first digital copy of Crime Story.
All right.
Congratulations.
You can watch it.
You're welcome, quick.
You're welcome.
I didn't text. I'm lying. I didn't text.
and Krypton, because you won this digital copy, that means that you cannot win on the next questions as well. Like you can't win all 5 of them.
Phil,
Yes.
Phil,
Right. Because
Phil hit
then
out
you
the day, he
monopolize.
hit out the year that the Batman
Begins.
Yeah.
He's like, God damn it!
Sad day. But Krypton, we will message you the digital code after the show. Congratulations. And again, one of you guys on the panel, not Ben, but one of you guys on the panel who's responsible for the show, keep track of all the winners. So do me that favor.
Okay, I'll
so
do that.
that's your job. I'm hosting, so you do your job. Not to be passive aggressive.
I know, seriously.
Serious question.
Wow, I
is
mean,
really-
a lot of power went to his head.
I
Good thing
know.
he has that hat to kind of hold
Yeah.
it all in.
Cap it off.
Wow.
Now, going back to what we were talking about before, though, I think also a lot of people, like the people who are like the discourse from this episode, especially of What If, I think you forget the title. It's What If.
What if?
Yeah, what if this?
I like
so,
that though. I like
yeah,
that.
no, yeah. I the first episode I liked it. There were some things I didn't like about it, obviously, but like I did like. I will always marvel. I love the fact that they straight up made her bigger. Like when Peggy came out of the
Yes.
fucking
Yeah, I mean, it makes
thing,
sense.
Yeah, she was a
Yes,
she was bigger.
I
and I
love
was like,
that,
oh,
'cause-
cool.
Yeah.
It did make it a little awkward when you had like romantic conversations between, Peggy and Steve
Yeah,
because
that big girl.
Yeah, but I mean,
she's massive. So it's like,
that's kind of how I picture you and your wife. Like she's got to really, talk to this little nerd guy.
I'm 6'5". How big do you think my wife is?
Huge. She's like Peggy
Oh.
huge. She's like
Wow.
dinner's dinner is
But
served.
You should get the new damn the comedian. What's his name?
Oh, freak. I think I know what you're talking about. I can't think of their name.
He was interviewing War Machine, and he said, "I'm 54," and he said, "Damn."
Oh, you're talking about Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, shit.
Yeah, Kevin Hart. I
Oh,
saw that,
yeah.
Yes.
was-
You
and-
should get that
and
drop.
In the first What If, the only thing that I thought was the only thing that I didn't like was that I
It was
felt
a
like
Disney
Steve
movie?
Rogers died like twice. First, he got shot in the gut. In the
Yeah.
beginning, you're just
He
like,
got buried.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought when he got shot, I was like, oh, this makes sense. He dies in this one. I get it. And then he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
alive. I was like,
yeah,
oh,
he-
he made it. you
He
know?
ends up
And-
like little Timmy from the fucking Christmas Carey movie. Like, oh.
No, also, I
She's like, go fetch me a goose. A goose. Okay.
Oh, Ryan, we do have a question for you in the chat from Ifye. What if DC does their what if?
Well, you already know. I made that. It's called What the Fuck.
Yep.
It's DC's What the
Exactly.
fuck.
We needed that drop just then.
Yeah.
I know. You don't have
Yeah,
it?
you got to send it to us, Ryan. The heck, man.
I have it.
Yeah, Andre has it. But
Yeah,
anyway,
Andre has
But
also,
anyway,
All right.
the-
Of all
I-
people, Andre has it. Really?
Yeah, I'm on it.
I don't have it, but
It's at my work. So.
Good for you.
I do like the they've recycled a lot of obviously a lot of scenes from the first Avenger, but like I do like at the end how she doesn't use the exact same line. Like you were saying, Dawson, they do mention the dance too many times, but at the
Yes.
end of the episode they didn't, and I was just like, okay, cool, because I thought she was gonna be like, well, I had a date or whatever the fuck he says at the end of that one. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he didn't say it, so I was like, okay, cool. But with this,
Yeah.
the second one, yeah, I liked it. I do agree. I think the Hulk will probably clap Thanos' cheeks. In this one.
Yeah. And this one, Thanos is a little weak.
And just
Little
perfect
Meg.
coming in for that is Wonder Meg, member of World's Finest. That's totally a joke you would say on World's Finest, is it
Yeah.
not? Like,
What, clapping cheeks?
Clapping
Yeah,
cheeks,
that's-
man.
that's just-
Fucking
yeah.
cheeks. Clapping cheeks. But I did enjoy the episode. I did. I'm looking forward to it. I thought I did the last little screen they threw up. I was like, damn, dude. Like fucking, it was like, yo, thank. It was basically a thanks to Chadwick, like the little scene right there before
Yeah.
the I was like, damn, dude.
It was rough.
Yeah.
yeah.
I love Hot Nebula.
Yeah,
Yeah. It worked.
Fire.
It worked. I mean, God, the best
Sorry,
thing
that
about the
No, she fine.
So they're like,
That's a nice
I like
segue.
Hot Nebula.
Also, like the fact that they straight up said Gamora deuces, like didn't at all. She wasn't even mentioned in the entire thing.
Yeah.
I also like the
Meg
I'm
asking
the
me
only one not
important
wearing
questions.
Oh, I just wanted to be different. I just wanted to let my locks out.
Yeah, as long
Whatever.
for the limited amount of time you have them left.
Well, if I had locks, I would let them out too. So.
but I'm sorry, but the best part of the episode, minus knowing that this is Chadwick's last performance, was Digimon. He was hilarious through the whole damn thing. They really, like, his character's really nothing in Guardians of the Galaxy, but they really utilized his character a lot in this episode, and I really liked that because he was a character that I really didn't even think about. I thought he was just going to be in that one interaction. I didn't know he was going to be a part of the team and all that, and I was like, dude, yes, that really sold the whole episode for me. So yeah, I dug it, and then what's his name at the end, the Collector. I liked him.
Yeah,
I liked.
I became an anime character all of a sudden with his massive rips.
Yeah, he came in a Super Saiyan.
Yeah,
he ascended.
But you mentioned Nebula. That's the thing that I was kind of thinking about. It not that it bothered me, but I was kind of mulling it over. Was how exactly does that work? Because we know that Thanos adopted.
It's
Gamora,
a wig.
Well, I think he didn't.
It's a wig.
The thing is that he adopted Gamora when she was really young, and therefore Nebula at the same time. All right,
No, I think he found Jesus before he went and got her.
Yeah,
I mean,
did he meet T'Challa when T'Challa was still a young boy?
I think right before he went and invaded.
The young boy melted his heart.
Yeah.
She still hated him though. He said your father.
True.
Adopted father. Yeah. So yeah, that's
fresh. The daughter hating her father.
Yeah, that's
that's very original.
Yeah.
Very out there.
Hey, I agree with Olive. I think she would have been a great Batgirl.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah, way better than that girl from Harry Potter. What, Emma Thompson?
God, dude.
Or Emma
I made that fan casting over a year ago.
I know. I won't let you know that she
go.
This fool wanted Emma Watson to play Batgirl.
This fool right here.
Yeah, I did. I stand by that shit. She was
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Hey, if that movie came out with her in it, you would go see it.
I'm gonna see it because it's Batgirl, not because of, I'm just gonna see a Batgirl movie. So.
Ryan's literally sitting in the theater watching that, or you can interchange that with Andre, because either way, it kind of works,
Either way.
But keeping in tune with Marvel, there was also something that dropped today, and that is the brand new Eternals trailer. Of course, starring a lot of actors, including Angelina Jolie. And so this is one where I've been very iffy about, because personally, I'm not very well read on more in-depth Marvel stuff, like, for example, the Eternals. I guess the base level that I have is Captain America, Spider-Man, Iron Man. That's pretty much my knowledge of actual comic knowledge. X-Men, of course, obviously.
Spider-Man.
I said Spider-Man, so shut up, Ryan.
Venom.
You're not relevant to this conversation. Venom's involved with Spider-Man. Anyway, doesn't matter. So I guess as far as the
Professor
Eternals,
X.
Yeah, Venom has his own comics.
He did.
anyways, my point is I don't know a lot about the Eternals. So when it comes to the Eternals, I don't really know how to feel. So I guess you, Ben, being more of a Marvel
should tell
fan.
you how to feel?
Ryan, shut up.
You want us to tell you how to feel?
No. I'm asking Ben, as you're saying you're more of a Marvel
Ben,
fan.
Ben, tell him how to feel.
Yeah, tell him how to feel, Ben.
Well, some days I feel blue. Some day I feel not so fresh.
You ever get that not so fresh feeling?
Not so fresh. The time of the month. No.
Those are really good commercials.
No! Anyways, I'm just curious to know. I guess long story short, Ben, what did you think of the trailer?
I loved it. I think I said this last time on the Real Emotion live stream. Everyone.
Oh, there it is.
Oh wait, hold on. We gotta take a drink. Or
no, that's
not here. Okay.
Oh, what is that, Andre? Is that
what are you drinking, Andre?
It's
ice.
Kool-Aid. It's his own Kool-Aid.
I had a drink for
And
the
he's
shameless
drinking
plug.
it out of a shampoo bottle.
Yeah.
A shampoo bottle, yeah. You know, it's the extra chemicals in it.
Jacket
To
quality,
the belly.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I am somewhat familiar with. I didn't read the. I think it's 3 runs that they have, and I never read it. I just know about them enough to know who everybody is.
Mhm.
And I loved everything that I saw. The first trailer didn't sell me on anything. Because I was just waiting for something. I was like, oh, this is. But I think Marvel has tapped into something and it finds a way to get you interested, and then fucking boom hits you with a second trailer. It never fails. It never fucking fails. And that's what happened with this one. This one gave you some of the plot points. It gave you some information about who they are, who the villain is, and what's the motivation. So I'm like, okay, I'm all in, because I didn't know who was gonna be the villain. I knew there was one question that I asked myself when I was watching the trailer, and I was like, shit, that's true. Why that was not? Why is I don't know if they're gonna keep it, but I remember watching the trailer that they said I forgot.
He asked why they didn't interfere with the snap and all.
Yeah,
that stuff.
why? And they only interfere when it's Deviants creating rockets, and in Thanos he has the Deviant gene. So I guess because it's not a full Deviant, they didn't intervene. But so that is I thought that was interesting. I like the fact that the aesthetic of it looks so different. And I know that people are already making the comparison that it looks very, very Snyderized. You know,
with
the
muted colors.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
this is a long time standing for MCU to make shit look Snyderish.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
look, Civil War. Anyway, so,
I mean, WandaVision. I mean, you know,
the
freaking what if? I mean, it leaks out in almost every.
Yeah,
I mean, it just goes to show you like how far ahead of the game Zach.
Yes,
was,
he is.
You know,
that's correct. That's correct.
I mean,
and I
he's
think
doing
it's
stuff that no one had ever done before. When you saw the fight between the two Visions. I mean, that was straight out of Man of Steel. I was like, dude, this is
that
the
was
same
Man of Steel.
shot. You know what I mean? Like, you know, pushing his head into the ground as they're flying. You know, it's just the way it was put together. And I think instead of looking at it like, oh, look, that's a copy. It's more like, yeah, no, that's inspiration from Zack Snyder.
But not only Marvel is doing it, DC is doing it. Have you seen the first episode of Lois and Clark? Lois and
Superman and Lois.
Superman and Lois. Yeah.
Lois and Clark.
That was the old
Dave's
shit.
watching right now. Dave's watching
that dude has issues. But
now that's some good shit right there.
But that first episode when he fought Lex, that was like straight out of fucking the cornfield fight with Zod. You know, and I was like, yo, this is like shot by shot, beat by beat.
Yeah.
Well, they did the same thing with Shazam. You know, the fight in the sky with Zod, but it was Dr. Savannah and Shazam. So it was very reminiscent, you know, so they copied. I think that was more of a you know, admiration kind of thing than straight up just like, yo, I don't know what the fuck to do. Let's just do what Zach did.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
But
Icarus does the same thing here.
Real quick, bringing up Zack Snyder, that brings us to our second trivia question for the giveaway of a copy of Crime Story, which again is on Redbox. Be sure to go check it out if you do not win anyway. But the second trivia question, where you can get a copy of this digitally, is what is the first and last name of the actor who portrayed Jimmy Olsen in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice? Monitor the chat, see who all gets it. We'll keep it up here.
And Krypton Cage is not available to contend.
Yeah, so you brought up something interesting, Ben, when they mentioned the trailer why they didn't intervene with Thanos, right? And that's kind of a thing that I've been asking myself when it comes to this. Like, all these beings have been around for 7,000 years. Why didn't they intervene in anything? And it reminds me of the questions that I would ask myself about the whole multiverse or like X-Men and Fantastic Four in the MCU before the Loki show happened, right? Because before Loki show, I was like, well, how are they going to integrate this? It's going to be some weird, stupid thing they try to do. But then Loki happened and opened the multiverse and made it where all that was possible. And so with that having been done, right, I think my worries about that specific thing compared to maybe some other fans isn't as strong, because I'm just like, well, Disney's kind of, helped make sure that answers like that have, or questions like that have been answered.
Yeah.
Baccayaros.
Baccayaros
That's
is
it.
Michael Cassidy. That is indeed the answer. Oh, sorry, that's number 2. Michael Cassidy. But it's all right. They already answered that first one.
What? Yeah, luckily.
But yes, congratulations to Bacayaro, and be sure to message one of the 4 nerds on Twitter to make sure that you can get your copy.
Block Nickatina. He's toxic.
You can get your digital copy of Crime Story. So again, be sure to message one of these social media platforms if I can get that out there. Anyway, so yeah, that was kind of my thoughts. Like, I feel like Marvel is doing a better job of like answering those questions, helping us understand like, okay, there's maybe not as much to worry about as far as these things go.
Right.
But that's just me.
No, I agree with you. They have a good track record of keeping. They have mastered the whole linear connected universe, and they trying to throw a monkey wrench into the whole operation by creating this multiverse. But I think everything is gonna converge at one point and get back in a cohesive way that makes sense, even though it didn't make sense. Like whenever you play with timelines, and there's always the paradox that cannot be explained, and you have to suspend belief in order to enjoy the
all things the Avengers are supposed to happen. Like that
exactly. And I know a lot of people had a lot of issues with Endgame because of that. And I'm like, okay, you're just not gonna master it. And then and anytime you play around with the timeline, that's what happens. But I like that this movie feels different. It feels like Elseworld. I feel like this movie is gonna do to the spiritual, like what Matrix did to humanity, if that makes any sense. You know, in Matrix that we were batteries and we are part of a sim. And I think this movie is gonna do that to the spiritual. Whatever we think of what God is, this is what gonna manifest. This is how they're gonna manifest themselves. And I don't think they're gonna tap into one specific religion. I think they're just gonna go like give you a broad understanding of
like spiritual things in general.
Exactly, and I think that's why they're gonna lay heavy, because there was a couple of things that they said in there. I was like, okay, 7 day the Earth. God made the earth in 7 days, and then he rested, whatever. So, and they had a couple of callbacks to that. So I think that's what they're gonna lay heavy on.
Yeah, I just have to respond to Steve Kassan really quick because I just have to, Steve. You called for it, so there you go.
I've got to resurrect my my little drop too. So.
Oh, yeah. Ryan made one that says "Good take, Ryan." I don't know how he did it.
Ryan.
A great take,
and
Ryan.
you totally bastardized my sister's voice in that version,
and she loves me for it.
She doesn't even know who you are.
Like high school all over again, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
I had to bat him away with a stick.
But anyway, so the rest of the 4 nerds, what do you guys think of the second trailer for the Eternals? Let's start with Andre over here.
I thought it was really cool. I thought visually it looked cool. It makes me a little more excited to see this movie. But I mean, really, I want to see Shang-Chi first, obviously.
Yep.
But no, I think it looks really cool. I was really excited for it.
Cool.
Who's gonna go next?
All right, cool. Let's go.
Anthony, go shoot.
You're just a lot quicker with your take than I thought you were going to be.
Oh, sorry.
Usually take forever.
Yeah.
But Anthony, go ahead.
No, it looks interesting. I'm like you, just zero knowledge. I know the Eternals exist, but I don't know any details whatsoever. But it's interesting. It looked fucking phenomenal. Like the look of it looked fire.
He's always eating.
It's good. I mean, when my wife comes and gives me strawberry shortcake, you can't turn it away.
You can't turn it down. You can't.
Fair enough.
I mean,
fair enough.
What are you gonna? It's just good.
I know exactly what you mean. I'm talking about my wife. Go.
Hey, yeah. Hey, wait a minute. Did you give him?
But yeah, no. I mean, obviously, always there. you know me, I'm never going to not watch a movie from whatever universe because every movie deserves a fucking watch. Doesn't matter how big of a fan of it I am. And the Eternals is interesting. It is, and I'm really eager to see how it fits inside of the MCU, and how it's going to change things. I'm sure it's going to have some callbacks to Loki because before Loki premiered, you know, Feige was like, "Yo, this is the one series that's going to have the biggest impact on the cinematic universe." So, yeah.
Well, it feels like every series that's come out on Disney Plus.
Hey, you've had your turn.
Bigger and bigger.
Yeah, you had your chance to talk.
I'm agreeing with them.
Don't try to steal his thunder.
But I think
Cutthroat around here.
I know that.
Yeah.
They jump all over you, man.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
No, but yeah, I think it's I'm looking forward to it. Like I'm looking forward to see because I want to see not only just for the fire actors in the movie, to be quite honest. Like the cast is amazing, and obviously Shang-Chi is coming first, but also eager to see how that one fits. Let me see how all of this shit fits. How they gonna fucking connect all these dots between, like, because look, man, you had the movies in the last one. What was the last one we saw?
The
last
one
MCU
you
movie?
saw?
Yeah.
At the theater?
Black Widow?
Okay.
Black Widow.
But Black Widow
Black
is not
Widow.
in this conversation because that shit was supposed to came out like
3 years ago.
Yeah, good point.
So,
Good
so
point.
like, but as far
Loki?
That's not a movie.
Is that a movie? Okay, relax. No, but
I need to play the clip again.
no, but I'm just saying, like, all of these series have come out on Disney Plus, these Marvel series, and I just want to see how they're going to connect it all. I'd like to see how everything is going to fucking fit together. Because
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Okay.
He's fucking with you now.
But yeah, that's my thoughts, man. Yeah, I think it looked glorious. You should play it. It's Disney, we won't get bounced.
Yeah, Disney wants you to do it.
Yeah.
What Disney? What are you talking about? Playing the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh well, okay. Well, you were very vague about what you wanted me to do, but
He
okay.
had his finger on the trigger. He was like, "You want me to play Patrick Ray?
I got it set up
I'll
right
do it."
now. I'll do it. I'll do it right now.
So I'll go get that clip so we can watch it. But in the meantime, Ryan, why don't you give us your take on the trailer?
I'm more excited for Shang-Chi. I want to see that. This one didn't get me excited. The IKEA thing at the end was stupid. They always do this. That's one thing that just irks me about these, Marvel trailers. They do it every single damn time, pretty much, is that they always add some stupid joke at the end that isn't really funny, doesn't really land. I didn't like it. Seeing Selma Hayek and Angelina Jolie in tights, I'm ready. But other than that, I don't know too much about, the Eternals. I'll watch it, just like Anthony said. I'll watch it, and just like Birds of Prey, I'll watch that shit twice. And
Wait,
see
what?
Oh, you watched that shit twice?
I watch it twice because I didn't want to watch it once and say, you know what, I dismiss it, blah blah blah, whatever. I was like, maybe I'll give it a second go. I'll give it a second watch. Maybe and I didn't go see it twice. I saw it twice. I didn't go to the movies.
Oh, okay.
But no, I did watch it twice because I like to give it a fair go. I mean, if it sucks, it sucks. Same thing with Captain Marvel. Saw that shit twice. Didn't like it. Yeah, Birds of Prey. No, I'm sorry, Steve, you're crazy. But yeah, with the Eternals,
You're gonna lose your great take, Ryan's Twitter.
Yeah, he's awesome though. But anyway, I don't know too much about it as far as the characters and things like that and how they fit and how they, whatever. I hope it's not like Captain Marvel to where they try to kind of shoehorn it in to where they're here. Why weren't you there? Well, you had the Avengers.
Yeah, they were here
that
the whole
stupid
time.
line she had, where you had the Avengers. I had the rest of the universe, and just shut the fuck up. So, but I'm gonna watch it. I don't know if I'll like it. I'm kind of getting tired of the costumes too. The Marvel costumes, how they're built. Like at the end of WandaVision, she finally got her official costume, even though she's a villain. And then who else? And then Shang-Chi, I'm sure he's going to have this, they all have that look. like Captain America in the Avengers, where he had that goofy looking, stupid looking, outfit versus like how dope he looked in fucking, Winter Soldier or in what was the other one? I think even maybe Civil War or no. In the Avengers Infinity War, he looked pretty freaking dope. I like those. Yeah. I like those outfits versus the like, going to Walmart and wearing that shit out and saying it's a uniform or some shit. I like the stuff that Zach was doing with the Justice League. They all had very tailored costumes or uniforms or whatever from whatever respective places that they hailed from. It just with Marvel, they all have the same damn costume. Like they're all going to like in The Incredibles. They're all going to that little lady. The shit made by what was it, Edna Mode?
Edna Mode.
She's like no capes.
No capes.
But that's my thoughts on the Eternals.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna watch the trailer now. Here we go.
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing because we're tired of listening to
Did you
Ryan.
did you add the audio?
I did add the audio. I'm better than you.
Share audio.
Okay. I'm not a fan of Selma Hayek.
5 years ago, Thanos erased.
As far as acting, I've never really been impressed.
Yeah,
she was good in that one movie.
Brought everyone back with his.
Well, that's helpful.
Yeah.
That Quentin Tarantino movie.
That's the only
Gone.
one, and she didn't have a single fucking line in it. That's what
I'm saying.
What was the other one? It was Desperado, right?
Desperado, yeah, she was in that.
No, I forgot about that. She was good actually. Though.
That VFX is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's isn't it ILM? Don't they own those motherfuckers?
I can't remember.
We're Eternals.
You see how they activate her?
7,000 years ago.
What's up, Muharu?
To protect humans from the deviants.
What up, Q?
Superman.
Oh, I mean, Icarus.
Why didn't you guys help fight Thanos?
G. Harrington is really short.
He is.
We were instructed not to interfere in any human conflicts.
Who was that, Jon Snow?
Yep.
By who?
Dang.
We need to find the others.
Esteban, real talk. Real fucking
Someone
talk.
for centuries.
Hi.
Hello.
This is what the end of the world looks like.
They probably rub penis all over their face.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
That's what Sandra Bullock does.
Goodness, stop.
It's a thing. People are weird.
When you love something, you protect it.
Kryptonite.
You can't protect.
Those weapons look pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Angelina looks like what's her face from Aquaman.
I bet you've built the perfect safe house. Well, what's this even made of? Vibranium?
Fall collection. IKEA.
Why'd you scream?
Oh,
Well, because they always have a joke at the end of everyone.
They do every time.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Which,
That's the worst part of the thing. It's worst
for
part
some
of the damn
for some
thing.
movies it works out, but for something like this, like the Eternals, like that's something be kind of more serious and like bigger than life kind of thing. Like I feel like that's maybe a little too much.
They were like, "This is for the moms."
Mention the IKEA.
They'll understand IKEA.
Oh, hey, like I said, it looks good, man. Looks good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
look
I mean,
good.
no.
It looks dope.
Is he one of the
Visually.
Eternals?
Yeah, he's
He's Jon Snow.
No.
Okay, relax.
Thank you. Thank you.
They
I
got
forgot
both
the name of the
Starks in
character.
there.
Yeah. Okay. So if he's one, so
Like 9. I'm sorry.
oh
Sorry.
yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
maybe maybe he's the only one that when they go to recruit everybody, which it looks like they're doing, he's like, nah. Like, yeah, y'all take that shit, shove it. Because he's the only one you don't see.
Like Wolverine.
He's like, you see, I got this really sweet gig as a star on this really cool show. I'm set for life. So,
but you see what I'm saying? Like, you see everybody else at least in some type of when they start recruiting everybody throughout the trailer.
Well, they're separated. It looks like they're separated at one point because the thing is, the gist of it is that the Eternals were created by the Celestials. The Celestial created 100 Eternals and 100 Deviants, and the Eternals came to Earth and they just separated, but they wanted to take care of Earth. They fell in love with this planet and the people. So the only time that they intervene with anything is when Deviants get out of pocket, and that's why it looks like it's happening here. So that and I think at one point they were ruled by Kronos, Kronos from the and I think he was experimenting with some cosmic energy, and he exploded. The whole experiment exploded, and he turned him into a celestial being too, and it gave their powers, and that's how they became immortal. But I don't know if she's gonna change that because it looks like there's some AI element to them. That's why I saw, because you saw that little thing going into her neck and then she activated herself. I was like, okay, she's.
And then also Angelina Jolie had like the white eyes and she was talking to that creature.
When she was talking to Kron. Yes, correct.
I mean, that could have been drugs.
It could have been.
She's like, dang.
That must have been some good shit, though.
Are you seeing this?
Brian's like, I speak from experience.
Yeah, I spoke to a giant green man one time.
It's fire.
No, but Steve's got a good point.
Are you a Star-Lord?
It totally undermines the drama of the entire trailer with the IKEA joke. I mean, I get why the joke's there and all that, but I agree. It had a really serious kind of really cool tone, and then of course because it's the MCU movie, you have to end it with a joke.
Okay.
Muharrem DDS with the cocaine. Is that how you get your patients to behave?
That's how he knows.
He's like, that's how I take out their incisors.
Like Novocaine, screw that. Cocaine.
He's like, trust me, it works. It really works.
What was that accent? Who are you trying to be?
Dentist. That's a dentist accent.
That's what it is.
It's a dentist accent.
So are all dentists British? Is that what you're saying here?
Oh, so you say that was a British accent. So why were you asking?
I'm saying, who are you trying to be?
Shut the fuck up.
Specifically.
I win.
You did not win at all.
I win.
I said, who are you trying to be? Anyway, with that, now that Ryan's proven himself to be a idiot, let's go to the third trivia question for you guys to have a chance to win a digital copy of Crime Story. And question number 3 is, and this is an interesting one. What is the first and last name of the actor who has been cast as the live-action Blue Beetle? You have to spell the name correctly in the chat
and pronounce it.
Okay. No, well, how are you gonna do that? How are you supposed to do that, Ryan? Explain that to me. Explain
how
how
they're gonna do that through the chat.
Yeah. It's called talk to text.
Helicopter.
Can you imagine if you can leave like audio recordings?
No, that would be
yes, I did.
Andre Fernandez.
Yeah.
Oh no
one would see that movie.
Yeah,
everybody would see it.
If you could do that, if you could leave voice, that would be terrible.
I would not want that.
You wouldn't be able to play that shit on your.
You couldn't play it in good faith.
No,
because you'd get so much what's that thing? Or we're like, to punch her head in the pussy or something like they would that guy that does it on the news stations. That's what they say, and he does it all the time. I'm like, holy shit! How does this guy find these people?
What?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
He's like, I got a scalp on my back.
Get to the chopper.
Thank you.
I saw a great impression of Arnold Schwarzenegger from Bill Hader. Freaking amazing. Absolutely hilarious.
Oh, yeah, he does a really good one. He really
Oh
does.
my gosh, he's amazing impressions. I mean, just look up
Yeah.
Bill Hader's impressions on YouTube, and you'll just be entertained for 13 minutes straight. It's great. It's fantastic.
Only 13 minutes.
I like-
I like when
That's
I've seen those
all I can
videos
say.
where they replace his face with
Yeah.
man, I went on I did a
George
deep dive on those videos. I
Lopez.
spent like 3 hours.
Dude, same. Like, in fact, the first time I watched it, this was long before I'd even heard of. It was before I heard of deep fake, and so I saw that video and I was like, "What the hell is happening here? What kind of dark magic is this?" But then I figured, like, "Oh yeah, they just deep faked it. That's less
George
impressive,
Lopez.
but still cool." George Lopez. Esteban is getting there.
Esteban is
He's
closer.
halfway there. He's halfway
I
there.
Very
told
close,
you. I
Esteban.
told you this is a good one. I told you guys.
Yo, Google it. Jesus.
No, that's what I was gonna say.
There's a scene
They're
called
like, oh, forget it. I was the first or second winner. I don't care.
There's a nifty new little tool called Google.
Yeah, exactly, man. What's up?
They're like,
It
oh, I
actually-
pulled up Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
Ask Jeeves. Okay, so I was catching some heat earlier for this, and I just want to show everybody.
Yes, you're a bully. Shut the fuck up.
That's Emma Watson as Batgirl. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's not. No.
No.
I'm not saying the look. Her acting just no.
She's ready to whoop some ass.
She's too pretty.
I'm just saying.
No,
I think she's too pretty.
Just saying.
I think she's
no.
like
I
too
think Karen
princess like.
Gilliam would have been
I
a
would be
great
rooting
cast.
for somebody to like kill her. I'd be rooting for the Joker to come in and just like fucking
Oh damn,
take her out, dude. I'm
that's
sorry.
dark.
Like,
Where
where is
Barcy
he?
says that does not look like Emma.
Where is Jared?
Where
He's
Where is
late.
Jared?
So again, guys, if you want a chance to win a copy of Crime Story featuring Richard Dreyfuss and Mira Sorvino, be sure to answer this trivia question.
Thank you.
Just
Barcy.
look it
That
up,
does not even
copy
look
it,
like Emma.
paste it. It's a free freaking movie. There you go. Anyway, so moving on topics now.
I'm
We
still
want-
shocked that Mira Sorvino's still working.
I know,
I know.
right?
Yeah,
That's
It never
shocking to me.
ends.
it's pretty crazy. It's pretty insane. Not
Okay.
gonna lie. Emma's Poison Ivy. Now that I could kind of see.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that.
Yeah. Jesse, you haven't even seen the film. You don't even know if it's good or not. Man, it's 2 Academy Award winners. So anyway, so with that, let's transition over from Marvel to DC. And obviously the latest thing to come from DC in theaters, of course, is the Suicide Squad directed by James Gunn. And all of us on the 4Nerds have kind of put out our thoughts out there in our own different reviews as well as on this show. But Ben, we want to know and talk with you in person about your take on the Suicide Squad. What did you think about it when you went and saw it?
No, I didn't go and see it. So
The preemptive cough, just like
He's like, I
Let me
thought I
compose
said
myself for this shit.
I told you guys I wasn't going to cover this topic.
I told Andre he dropped the ball again.
He's like,
No, I thought it was. I thought it was okay. Because the thing is that everybody oversold it before it even came out. It's getting amazing reviews. I don't know if any of you guys watch John Campia.
Yeah,
and I do religiously because that guy is entertaining and sometimes he's very insightful. And I remember when the movie was review embargo happened, he just went, "This is the best fucking thing since sliced bread. This is better than the cure for whatever." And I'm like, okay, I gotta watch this fucking thing. And then when I watched it, I was like, oh, this is fucking
See, the thing
bad.
with that, whenever reviewers say something like that, I always take it with a grain of salt. I'm just like, okay, hold on a minute. Hold your horse. This can't be that good.
It can't be that fucking good. Yeah, the minute that somebody said this is the best DC movie, I'm like, really? There's with BBS, The Dark Knight, Justice League,
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. Are you? This is the one.
Superman 78,
and
Batman
they
89.
stepped on the toes of their own Birds of Prey shit.
Batman and Robin. I'm like, really?
Batman and Robin is dope.
Slaps. I agree with you, Ryan.
He's gone.
Don't kick me out.
Never to return again. No, you're safe as the guest. You're safe. It's just he's not.
Take the question out, man.
But it was
apparently no one wants a free movie. Whatever.
Damn.
Yeah, next question.
Nobody
Next
answered?
question. No, nobody can
Nobody
answer.
answered.
You know what? We'll give it to Ben. We'll give it to Ben. He answered the question.
Yeah, he did actually answer it.
I answered the question before. I don't know. I thought you guys were talking about amongst yourselves.
No, but you did answer it. It was a true question. So congratulations, Ben. You got a free movie.
Yeah.
All right.
So Ben,
Invite
you
me
want
more
to
often.
you want to tell all the viewers at home what's his name?
Yeah,
the actor.
Maringueña. Maringueña is his last name. Xolo Maringueña.
So there you go,
There
people.
we go.
There you go. Catwoman.
Man,
Oh, no.
oh god, you know what? I think Steel's a better movie than Catwoman.
No, but I agree.
Oh man,
Not
that
saying
movie
much,
made
though.
only like $5,000, and that was all his family members.
Oh man.
Yeah, but people were out there saying that Suicide Squad was the best DC movie, and look, if that's what they felt, that's what they felt, but I didn't think so.
No.
Obviously we're talking about
It's
BVS,
not even
Man
in
of
the
Steel.
top 5.
Yeah,
No, it's
I
not.
mean,
That movie. Listen, I cannot say that movie's a bad movie,
Right.
But because to me it isn't. No, because think about this: if this movie would have came out 5 or 6 or 7 years ago, we will have a different conversation. Oh my God, this movie is fucking amazing. If it would have come out before Guardians of the Galaxy, we would feel very different about this movie too.
Yeah,
But the fact that it came out after, our palette has evolved
Yeah.
for the past 6 years with BVS, with Man of Steel, and Zack Snyder's League, even Endgame. Not Endgame. Endgame was amazing.
So what you're saying is James Gunn is a one-trick pony.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying our taste is more sophisticated. Is what I'm saying. So you can just pull. So you cannot pull this kind of shit over us anymore. Like you gotta. Yeah. Your movie has to have some depth for us to say.
It's like earlier today I was watching Corridor. Was it Corridor Crew? The VFX guys, the guys who react to different VFX in movies and stuff.
Yes.
And I watched the one where they compared Justice League to Zack Snyder's Justice League and talking about how like the differences in the animation and the depth that it was created with the different design aspects that they used. And like you said, the palette for fans has really changed. The different things you look for in a superhero movie. Like, for example, I just rewatched Joker last night. Now, it's not necessarily a superhero movie, but it's obviously based on comic book lore. And that's a movie that tackles a lot of in-depth scenarios,
Social
a lot of social
issues,
things and psychological things, to where you just expect something from a movie. You expect it to pull you in with something more than just simply bright lights, explosions, and fights. And that's the Suicide Squad didn't.
Marvel movies do.
Yeah, and
that's what I like about the Eternals. That was one thing I forgot to mention, was that it doesn't look like it's the same formula as what they were doing before. Like, because what they were doing before, and it really was apparent to me when it was like Ant-Man and Doctor Strange and the movies that are sort of in that realm or like that. It was like, here's your hero, here's your villain. We're gonna change the city. We'll change the hero or the heroine or whatever. Or
give the hero's heroine.
Hero's heroine. Yes, you can change that too. But it was just like it was cookie cutter, and it was like we can just replace these things, and add different powers, and that's a new movie. That's a new product. With the Eternals, it looks like it's an ensemble cast, so they can't do that same trope. They have to do something different, and that's the only thing that I'm like, that one might be a little bit more interesting.
Yeah,
I can see that. And as far as like the Suicide Squad, I'm with you, Ben. I can't say it's a bad movie. There's a lot of great production value, especially with like cinematography, VFX, like a lot of things where you can look at and say objectively that is pretty good.
Yeah, the movie looked great.
The movie looked good. It just
great.
It just didn't have a strong story to follow, and that's I'm sorry, I don't give a shit about production value. I don't care about the grapher and the.
Well, that's just something you have to take into consideration.
Not really. If you're watching the movie, the most important aspect of the movie is the fucking story. If the story's shit, I'm not going to watch it again.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care how. The costumes are phenomenal. It's just like watching Jupiter's Ascending. Like, I'm not gonna watch that shit again.
Well, it's like what I'm saying is like
terrible fucking movie.
Oh man, that was a heartbreak.
I'm saying is like there's different elements they have to take into consideration.
I was like, fuck.
Yeah. That's something they have to take into consideration, like different elements in a movie, like production value is one of them. But then the Suicide Squad does have a little bit of that. And I think the biggest mistake that the Suicide Squad made was how it handled the death of its characters. Like, you can kill off a lot of characters and that can work. But the way that you handle them is essential. Like, for example, Captain Boomerang, how they handled that death really pissed me off.
Yeah,
really annoyed me.
Like, what?
And even more so Rick Flag. I felt like they really disrespected his character immensely.
Yes.
I feel like
this
Ryan
is the
Johnson's
same.
about to come
This
in
is
here
how
and
I
tell you about
felt.
subverting
Sorry.
expectations.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was saying I can just wait. You know, Ryan Johnson's going to pop in and just talk about subverting expectations on those issues as far as like how those people were handled. But yeah, no, sorry. Go ahead, Ben.
No, I was gonna say that you're absolutely right about that because that's exactly how I felt about the Harley Quinn movie. Because if you know anything about the history of Black Mask and the way that they killed him, I was like, oh, this is so fucking disrespectful how you treat this character that is so central to Batman's lore. You just don't dispose of him like that. And I think that's one of the things.
They didn't even give him any depth. Black Mask.
Yes.
Because I mean, you know,
they can
he had
do
trauma.
like a prequel where you can, because that's a fucking dark individual.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, the way his parents treated him.
Yes,
the reason why he collects masks and stuff,
and how he got his first mask.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking crazy.
And they were just like, nah, who can be a villain? You come over here. Yeah. You're gonna be Obi-Wan, you know, soon. But you know, we'll bring you in because you're dating one of the actors.
I agree with Dawson. I think the way that they handled the death, it was just like so pedestrian. I was like, that's how you're gonna kill him? Yeah. Really? I mean, I get it. I think him saying "do not get attached" was a bad thing to say because I knew some were gonna die, but when we saw them, like we could have predict, oh, he's gonna die. Oh, he's gonna die. Once you start predicting the movie, it takes you out. I mean,
it does.
I mean, me personally, when I can predict the movie, I'm already out. I'm already bored.
And then Mongal's an incredibly powerful character, and you simply kill her by having her jump on a helicopter. Like, what did she hope to accomplish? What did she hope to accomplish?
I mean, the thing is that it would have been awesome had they set you up on this fantastic like mission where they succeeded and they didn't act like a bunch of fucking idiots. They acted like a tactical group of people that had to work together because they have this thing in their neck that's going to blow them the fuck up if they don't pay attention to what the hell they're doing and get the objection or get the objective, you know, taken care of or whatever. And as soon, like Ben was saying, as soon as I saw Jai Courtney do the kissy in the fucking, you know, in the helicopter or the craft, the airplane, I was like, oh, he's done. He's dead.
Yeah.
And then they killed him right there on the beach.
And I mean, you can kill off a lot of characters, but at least show off their skills and show off why they're interesting characters. Like Mongal, show all that off, catch a boomerang. Did the one throw. Blackguard, like Blackguard got shot in the freaking face right away. I mean, goodness gracious.
Well, he deserved it, and I never. Well, it was that was one thing I did like because I don't really like the SNL actor. I don't think he's funny. So I was like, yes. Got him. But yeah, I mean, okay, you want to subvert our expectations? Kill fucking Harley. Like that'll fuck me. Whoa.
Well, you know what? You're right. You know? And that's why when because when you watch this entire movie, there's not 1 minute where you go like, holy shit, not a single time.
Yeah.
And this kind of movie are supposed to make you feel this way. And that's why when Bloodsport was about to get his head blown off, I was like, do it because not because I want him to die, but I know if he would have died, I would have been like, holy shit, they went through with it. It would have put me back into the movie, but it never happened.
But the thing that really bothered me the most about it, and going back to Rick Flag, is the fact that essentially at the end of the movie, Rick Flag died for nothing.
Yeah,
because he wanted to get that information out to the public that the United States was behind the Bolsonaro thing. Yeah, exactly.
They saved him from the first squad. They went into the camp. They killed all the people they weren't supposed to. That's fine. That was, a little haha. But they saved him. They saved him to kill him.
Well, they saved him, and then when Bloodsport gets the information, he simply uses it as a bargaining chip to get out of jail free instead of honoring the wishes of someone he called his friend to Harley's face. And I'm just like, well, if that's your friend, why don't you honor what his final wish was to get that information out to the public? But like they didn't do that, and he just died for nothing, which really annoyed me.
And also, too, amongst all the deaths, with Rick Flag, and Ryan has brought this up a few times already, that it was the only death where, like, not only did he get stabbed, but then they showed the heart, like, getting stabbed through the heart. You're like, okay, so
the Mortal
he's
Kombat,
dead.
They're like,
he's dead.
You guys, okay, here's the chart. All right, so his heart is here. That is the primary organ. What we're gonna do? We're gonna take a shard. Got a shard. We're gonna put it through the heart, so there's no way it can come back.
I think maybe the train of thought might have been like, oh, we're gonna have Peacemaker look like he's dead and then come back. We don't want people to think that also happens to Rick Flag. So let's make sure people know he is definitely dead. Which is just like, okay, fine, whatever.
The thing is, the thing with that is that and I feel petty saying this, but it's like, okay, so what happened with June Moon? I guess nobody cares because he's dead now, and that means nothing. So it just I don't know. I didn't like how he died.
That's it.
I didn't like that he died. Period.
Means nothing.
Yeah, I just they just erased the other movie by killing them off. Of course, you're not going to kill Harley because she's such a popular character.
Yeah, my theory was, I got to see it a week earlier than everybody else.
Yeah, you did during our show.
Thank you for reminding us every week that you get to
Hey, I wasn't like, okay.
I wish I was Anthony.
Yeah,
relax.
He kept calling me.
Look at this guy.
Calling me and hanging up when he was at the theater. I was like, "You dick."
No, but which was obviously nobody else had like. So it was the only person I could talk to this with was Phil because he got to see it on that Thursday as well, and I was just like, "Yo, I think that obviously when you watch the movie, if you're any kind of familiar with James Gunn's material, they literally let him do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. There's a dick on screen in the movie. They let him do whatever he wanted to do, and I think that the trade-off was possibly that they said, "Yo, just get rid of all these characters from David Ayer's movie, and then we'll let you do whatever you want." Because but the only one he can't get rid of is the one that sells the tickets, which is they're like, no, don't give Harley Quinn lives no matter fucking what. Kill everybody else. Peacemaker's got a series coming out, still kill him in the movie, but Harley Quinn has to live. It's just,
definitely.
Yeah. So that was my theory when I first saw it. Was like he literally like took out and Amanda Waller, which you know what, she lived, but he took her out.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
She lost the cajones she had on her in the fucking first one were gone.
And then the fact that like they kept those interns or those assistants alive.
She would have killed them all.
Oh only because they needed him for the series.
The series, yes.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this? WandaVision? Come on now.
Yeah, it's like I get that everyone's like, oh well, she was in a government building. She killed the other interns because they were liabilities in the first movie. It's like
but those assistants literally physically assaulted her.
You can excuse that all you want, but
that was insubordination.
At the core, the character would not have taken that kind of action towards her.
You know what?
So
okay,
come on now.
You want to use the excuse they were in a government building, too many witnesses? Guess what would have happened? One of those dudes would have been leaving the grocery store and got in his car and would have blew the fuck up. Like she would have taken them out.
She would have taken them out.
Yes.
If they would have seen all the stuff that she's done in the past, I mean, she blew ahead of like minutes before this whole thing happened. I'm not gonna go and try to even scratch this lady because she's gonna fucking kill me.
It took her forever to blow his fucking head off, though. Roker, he was like
Rucker, he's like, don't do it.
I was like, how long are you gonna sit there before he runs around like a bitch?
Like he's clearly not
I was like, where are you swimming to?
He's the first character that we're introduced to in the movie. He opens up the movie, and so I thought for sure, okay, he's gonna he died. He died like the worst way. He's like,
all we saw him get to do was kill a freaking bird.
Yeah.
Although I will say,
and then the bird comes back. On him.
I will say his introduction shot though was pretty amazing.
It was pretty cool. The water into it. Yeah, that was cool. And how about Ratcatcher? Did you guys like the whole heart of the story with Ratcatcher?
I thought it was fire.
She was okay.
I thought she was okay,
but her backstory felt Disney to me.
It did.
I feel like I was watching Ratatouille. You know what I mean? I was just like, okay.
They're sitting on top of a fucking statue or some shit, and he's like, blah blah blah. Here we are, and here I am, fucking Willy Wonka, sitting on top of
straight out of fucking
building.
Pixar.
All right, one at a time, people.
When they're on top of that tower, that is straight out of fucking Pixar. I was like, okay,
I'm gonna let Andre go because he's a bully.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. But I'm like, first of all, how'd they get up there? like the rats carry them. There's no fucking ladders. There's no fucking way. Like I don't understand how they get up there. But then I'm like, okay, look, now I'm nitpicking, so maybe I shouldn't be doing that. But then all the movies that I loved got nitpicked to hell. So I'm like, well, what do I do? You know what I mean? Like, it didn't make any sense to me.
Don't be a jaded fan.
And then on top of that, I mean, dude, Stallone was completely and totally underutilized.
Like, yes.
Yeah.
The shark character was dumb as shit. Didn't do anything. Every single fight, he started. He chewed on one person and he's done for the rest of the fight. That's it.
Indigestion.
One person, he'd tear him apart or whatever, and then he's done. And then he goes up and he's in an aquarium with these stupid freaking things from another Disney movie. And he's playing with like, it's fun. You know, I was like, this is stupid shit. It was completely fucking dumb.
They were hoping for another Groot situation with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they were.
The aquarium scene made no sense because first it was weird that it was there and to begin with. I was like, well, this is kind of strange. Why is there an aquarium here? Who takes care of this? Well, anyway, who cares about that? And then like when all the little fish came over, I thought they were just fish. And so I thought they were responding to him because he was an ancient god. Remember,
descendant of an ancient
right?
Yeah. And so I thought, oh, so the fish are responding to him because he's a god to them. And it turns out they're not even fucking fish; they're aliens, and there's some of the creatures. And then they're trying to eat him. They're not eating anybody else. They only want to eat him. The other people are pulling them off, and they're not like attacking them. No, they only want to eat King Shark. And then
he falls off the building and lives.
Yeah.
But
well,
that
he's
didn't bother me so
incredibly
bad,
strong.
Yeah, that didn't bother me too much because
that was terminal velocity.
I actually thought I was really worried that when he fell off the building, I was like, if he hits the ground and he splats all over everybody and that's how he dies, I'm gonna be fucking mad. And he didn't. He lived. I was like,
that's what I thought was going to happen with the fish. I thought they were going to just eat him alive, and that's how he was going to die. I was like, what? But then it didn't happen. So.
I don't like that they killed Abner. They should have kept Abner.
I agree. Polka Man was by far the most
character.
Interesting.
He's the one that actually had an arc. The only thing I didn't stupid was the mom shit. Like when you see the moms everywhere.
No, I thought that was fun because I was thinking when he mentioned Star Labs, I'm like, okay, that's a series right there. I want to see what the fuck happened to him before he became who he became.
I thought that it's fine for him to allude to. I didn't need to see the moms every time.
That was
like
that
at
was
the end when he was like, "That's your mom," and the starfish is the mom.
Yeah.
I would have been like, "Okay, I see it in that one. That's what he sees." You know, the whole movie, that's what he sees, or maybe the first when they were all in the jungle and they turn around, they're all his mom or whatever, and then that's it. I think they overused that, and it just wasn't funny because it was supposed to be funny every time, but it
wasn't funny in a single one. Right. But I thought he was a better character out of all of them.
I feel like
he's the one.
I feel like they were like, they chose the wrong character to make a
character. Correct. Because the whole rat catcher, even rats has purpose, and I get the fuck out of here with that.
I know.
It does to the homeless.
I don't give a fuck about you vermins, man. Exactly. No fucking purpose. Will carry rabies.
Exactly. At the end, spoilers alert. At the end,
we've been talking spoilers for a long time.
I know, right? Where have you been?
No, but I'm saying at the end when she has her little thing. And then all the rats are running over her. I was just kind of like, dude, what's going on? And then they just like take over Starro. And he's like, oh. In my head, I'm just like, okay, so you could have probably taken him down yourself. Did you really need everybody else to help you out? Because I mean,
well, it's like apparently bullets couldn't pierce Starro, but rats' teeth could, and a javelin.
No, the javelin did. But I'm like, what's that javelin?
Which she had to have the whole fucking movie.
That was the purpose too.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that like the bullets from the gun couldn't pierce his big ass eye, but the javelin's like butter.
And javelin, the character Javelin's just simply an ex-Olympian athlete who throws a javelin. There's nothing special or magical about it. So like,
I had an argument with a coworker. No, he has special. No, he doesn't have fucking special powers.
That's all he was. Which really bothered me a little bit. But yeah, Polka Man was by far the best.
I thought so too.
And he had the worst death, I thought.
Oh yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a fucking superhero.
Better
telegraphed.
Is if he actually had one of the stars on his face because he's a metahuman, that would have given him something to fight.
Yeah,
other than Starro, and like wow, what the hell could they do with that, or whatever? But no, they didn't think that through.
Yeah,
They didn't think that through now.
They didn't. What's up, Brooke? Good to see Brooke. She is the T-shirt sponsor of the 4Nerds.
She is.
Yeah,
She makes fire shirts.
That's my
Our
wife,
apparel.
man. She made all these shirts we got on.
I have like
cool.
5 or 6 shirts made by her, so it's pretty awesome. She makes up most of my wardrobe.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
your
Brooke,
wardrobe.
I really want that Man of Steel Steel book. I wish I can get that someday. Man.
You know what? Don't you dare disrespect.
only us two down here can have that.
I told you I'll make my way up to the top.
Hey, you made it back.
This is true. This is a
First
very
you
good
started in fries,
Let's see what happens.
watching letters, and now you're assistant management.
But
Now when the big bucks starts rolling in.
it's rolling in. But how many times have you seen the movie, Ben?
Which one? Coming to America?
Coming to America?
I've seen that several. That's a great movie.
How many times
I mean, I
have you
just
seen
quoted
this? How many
Coming to
times have you
America.
seen the sequel? I
Oh
only
no,
watched
God,
that
I
once.
only saw it once, and
Yeah.
I've watched it because of the nostalgia
Yes,
factor.
Yeah.
And that's why I think The Flash is going to be an amazing success. I mean, financially, because there is
Because
the nostalgia factor there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I saw it only once. I was like, oh God, this is awful.
Yeah, gotcha.
It was a money grab.
Yeah.
It was a money grab, and the story, I never liked the story. I thought it was really weak. It's a fun movie. It's not a bad movie. I agree. It's not a bad movie.
Is this Coming to America too?
Yeah, are you
or-
talking about Coming
Yeah,
to
what
America?
were we talking
okay,
about
okay,
now?
okay.
I'm talking about
Okay.
Suicide Squad.
What?
Sorry,
Okay.
I've already moved
That's
on.
fucking
From
We're all
insane. Go
very
ahead.
confused.
but you know,
Because I thought Eddie Murphy's son was fire.
Yeah.
That shit was stupid.
So Suicide
Andre's
Squad.
like, I give up.
Andre, go ahead, man.
No,
Sorry.
I'm just saying, like it's not a bad movie, but it's not a movie that I would like right now. It's not a movie that I'd want to watch over and over again.
No.
Yeah.
There's no layers to it. There's no depth to it. There's no story to it. And I know I'm stuck on this topic. There's not a lot of depth to it, and in my opinion, it didn't establish anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did. They established that the Air universe is gone. That's what they established.
Yeah, it didn't like firmly put anything into perspective in terms of like where the DC universe is going.
It
It's
didn't
just-
fully grasp it.
It's just a standalone movie. And at the end of the day, I just felt it was just kind of a dumb movie, and it had a lot of action, looked cool, and that's about it.
Yeah, I can agree
People
with
got
that.
really mad about that, and you know, it's funny too because it's like I don't get it.
But Ryan mentioned Ayers universe of Suicide Squad.
The Airverse.
The Airverse, as we call it. But that's something that also was talked about heavily this week, of course, with the 13th being the day where Release the Air cut trended. I believe it officially got over about 400,000 tweets. Some people are saying 600,000, 400,000 is kind of like the general number that most people are throwing out there. So, Ben, for you, what are the odds that we actually get to eventually see David Ayer's version? Because we saw the trailer for David Ayer's Suicide Squad being shared around for the past couple of days, like the first one from Comic-Con, which is still phenomenal. It's an amazing trailer.
Oh yeah.
But I guess for you, just asking the question again, what are the odds you think we'll ever see David Ayer's version?
I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, something that I brought up to John, my co-host on Real Anarchy every Wednesday.
I already knew it was coming, so I brought my water bottle.
No, one question that I presented was what would it take for this movie to be made? Because it's a whole different circumstances that we're in. Yeah. When we got the Snyder Cut, there was no slate coming to HBO Max, so HBO Max was desperate for content. So so they say, okay, no, we need content, and this is something that is very popular. So it's a win-win for us. We appease some fans, we get new subscribers, and we get the conversation going. And we're using a very popular IP with 7 of the best known superheroes on the entire planet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was the scenario that was laid out, that was perfectly lined up for that movie to be made. Now, if there was no HBO Max, probably we would still be fighting for the Snyder Cut. Like, that's my feel. And so what is it that we are doing right now? Or what is it that HBO Max can look at and say, we need this Ayer cut to be released? And granted, full disclosure, I do want this movie to come out. I support it. I want to see it. I'm all for David Ayer get his chance to rightfully shine with or live or die with this movie, whether it's great, better, or even if it's worse, but it's his movie, and that's something that we want to see. But at the same time, what will it take for it to come out? Because I just don't see a reason for it. I'm talking from a business perspective.
Well, yeah, since they have Batman and now the Blue Beetle coming out at HBO. I'm sorry, Batgirl.
Yeah, they have all these stuff lined up.
They have stuff coming out.
Yes, they have. Listen, they can make the, like, you're right. They can make the argument. Hey, we have Batgirl coming out. We have the new Matt Reeves Batman. And we have Blue Beetle. We have Gotham GCPD and
Catwoman.
Exactly. So we have this big slate that's coming to the streaming service and also movie theaters, whatever. And so they need something to convince them that this is what we need to put on the platform, because otherwise we're just like yelling into the sky.
Because I mean, you have Margot Robbie and Will Smith are the two biggest stars.
Not saying anything. That's
in that film, and that's, I mean, I'm sorry, like Margot doesn't really, she holds some weight, but not a whole crap ton of weight. Like Will, he has a lot more, but I mean, he's older now, and he's not as hot as he was when he was in Men in Black and shit like that. Right. When he was like, Independence Day, rattling off all, everybody was going to see him, right? Right. Now it's kind of like, okay, I mean, like since Hancock, like
his personality, enjoy nowadays.
His stats has gone down a little bit.
And also they have the new Suicide Squad movie that came out. So why would they want to give people like us authorization or enough line to say, well, we've seen the Ayer cut and it's great. We want this narrative, this storyline put back in as an Elseworlds, but still put back in. We want to see this. They want all the fans to come to one unified. I want you to come and watch The Flash. I want you to come and watch Shazam. I want you to come and watch Black Adam. I want you to, and with all this new stuff coming out, I don't think that they want Ayers to come out. I think it will eventually, like maybe if they need something like, later on down the line, like they're starving for content or whatever, because it's basically done, scored, edited, everything's pretty much finished for his version. And he said it was like 90% done or whatever at the time that they decided to change and re-edit it. So I think that we might see the light of day later on. I don't think they wanted to see it right now, because that would mean that they'd have to course correct or add new content.
There you go. That's the thing, because this can open up a can of worms. Because the thing is, what happened right after Justice League came out, Zack Snyder Justice League, restore the Snyderverse. So if they want to really stay away from that universe and they want to really go in a different direction, giving us this movie is gonna set them back to the restore the Snyderverse, continue the Snyderverse,
because it'll give those people hope, and they'll be like, well, these guys are gonna like Nickatina are gonna bully us again.
Yeah, if it's better than the one that we saw and better than the James Gunn, oh my god, then it's gonna be a fucking clusterfuck.
The only way that I can see it coming out would be is if we did get the Snyderverse restored. If they did, for whatever reason, say Zach, come and make one longer movie to finish this out, not two, but come back and make one long 4-hour epic to complete your vision. And then on top of that, we got this other movie that will complement that. Right. And then we can use that as a selling point, because we're going to sell it as a box set.
I'll give a counter argument to that. As far as waiting till they decide to restore the Snyderverse for that. Shut up, Brian. But I think there is obviously a difference, like you mentioned, Ben, between David Ayer's Suicide Squad and Zack Snyder's Justice League, of course, with the characters involved. Of course, the fan support of Zack Snyder compared to David Ayer. Like David Ayer is fan support, but he doesn't quite have the, I hate using the word, but it's a technical term, like cult following, that Zack Snyder has.
It's true.
Yeah, it's a cult. In a sense, I guess you could say that. But the difference, though, between with Zack Snyder and David Ayer is I feel like David Ayer on social media is a lot more open about his experience than Zack was initially when presenting stuff about his movie. And therefore, when he presented his whole backstory of where he came from, how he grew up, how he got to the situation he's in, I feel like that touched a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I feel like that really got people who aren't necessarily diehard fans involved, saying like, hey, you know what? People would say, I'm not a huge fan of DC, but I want to see David Ayer's movie get out there because this guy deserves it. That's what a lot of people are saying today.
Sure.
And so I think that's the main difference. I'm not saying that guarantees that it will come out soon. I do lean more towards the idea of if David Zaslav comes in and says like, hey, restore the Snyderverse, then that'd be more likely. But I think the argument that you could use for Warner Brothers deciding it now is that idea that he's way more open about it. And he's actually shutting down a lot of clickbait articles regarding his stuff.
Yeah.
Like there was one talking about like, oh, the Ayer cut, tested with audiences the same as the studio cut. And he's like, no, that's not true. That wasn't the back cut, which is, of course, his own edited version.
Well, I just think he's keeping everybody, on point. He doesn't want bullshit articles to come out there and slander his work. So of course he's going to come out and say, nah, it's, fuck you. Don't say shit like that about
I like the fact that he doesn't fit into the whole toxic side of the fandom. And that's definitely a good selling point. Another good selling point is the Joker. The Joker was the one who got shafted out of that movie.
Oh yeah.
And he was in the thing that was most talked about on Zack Snyder Justice League was the Joker. Yeah. So if he doubles down on that, listen, there's more Joker. Or use that as an avenue to convince the powers that be, or even the masses, to even push further. I think that will be the best thing, the best chance that he has. Because otherwise, I just, from a business perspective, I just don't see those. And granted, there's no such thing as too much content. They do need content.
I agree.
It's just the baggage that comes with that will come with that movie that I think it was
and there's so much negativity around still with general audiences around the reception of Jared Leto as the Joker. That even the people that saw his performance and liked it in the Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, there's not enough people clamoring for, hey, Jared. What David would have to do is he would have to change people's minds by releasing stuff of the Joker that we haven't seen to show or demonstrate who this Joker is and why we should want to see him in this movie. Because right now all we have is the other Suicide Squad movie and maybe like a deleted scene or two or whatever, and that's not enough to showcase or build interest on Jared Leto's Joker.
Right. Well, we don't know how much stuff is there with him in it. So that's I think
we've only heard that a lot was cut, and a lot can be subjective,
Yeah. And I think the Joker is the best. And the reason why is because me personally didn't like the first Suicide Squad for obvious reason. And I didn't like his Joker take. But after I saw the Zack Snyder Justice League, I was like, oh, so this is a progression. So I want to see more of this and what leads up to this. So maybe that would be a good idea for them to, whoever is pushing for this, whoever's in charge, because there's someone.
Oh, it's Jesse Allen.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, couldn't they simply announce, say, hey, essentially the Snyderverse will be continued on HBO Max, and we're going to have our own DC movies. If they were to make an announcement like that, do you think it would hurt their brand? Do you think that that the fans would say, okay, well, I'm not going to go watch ones in the theater. I only want to see the ones on HBO Max. To me, if you were to have that separation and you were to say, this is basically what we're going to be doing, Snyderverse on HBO Max, and we're going to do everything else in the theater, for the DCEU, to me, that would make fans happy, and then it would make them want to see all the content. Like, I want all of it now.
The majority of fans, you still have some fans out there who'd be like, yeah, screw the theaters. You're always going to have people like,
and then you'd have those fans saying, oh, screw HBO Max. And you'll have all kinds of people. But I believe, I agree with both you and Andre in that, more content is, and it's ready content. You know, it's not like it's not available.
You don't have to pay for it really all that much at all, just to
already tied
distribute
in.
it. But real quick, speaking of distribution of movies, we have question number 4 for our digital giveaway trivia of Crime Story featuring Richard Dreyfuss and Mira Sorvino. The 4th question for this giveaway. And again,
What color underwear is Dawson wearing?
Nope, that's not appropriate.
Okay.
Not doing that.
I'll answer tidy whities.
I muted him, just so you know. But question number 4 for this giveaway is, what is the final line spoken by Michael Shannon's General Zod in Man of Steel? First one to get it right in the chat will win a digital code for Crime Story on Redbox. So put it in the chat down below. And no, Ryan, it's not. That's not the answer to that question. It's not the answer to that question. That's not even the question that was asked.
I thought that was a stupid joke. The whole tidy. And I think I was watching you guys when you were talking about the tidy whities, and because I thought the same thing because he was just standing there with it.
Peacemaker.
Tidy whities. I was like, no, like it would have been funnier like they were talking
and then reveal,
and then reveal like, oh, he was standing there.
Because like, it's sort of like that aha moment, right?
Yes, exactly.
You know, not the whole time like, oh, look at this, and not only that, you know, he's got a big peacemaker in there,
a big peacemaker,
And since Bakayara, you had already won a copy previously. Ryan Rivera
for answering those.
Yes, the winner.
Ryan.
This one. Yes, the last line as uttered by General Zod is in fact the word never. Right before his neck is snapped by the Man of Steel himself. So Ryan, you won.
Never.
Pretty much. Yes, Ryan, you won a copy of Crime Story. So congratulations. We will message you the digital code after the show. We have one more trivia question before the show ends. So stay tuned for that if you have not won a copy yet already. So continuing on. Peacemakers, tidy whities. That was definitely not necessary at all.
That was on your mind?
I thought it was Peacemaker.
That's what we were talking about.
So you had Peacemaker's bulge in your mind.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I did not need to see that at all. That was, oh my god.
Okay, well,
why do you think they revived him?
Oh gosh. Yeah, as soon as I saw that, like, and they dwelled on it for so long. Like, I watched the movie with my little brother and 2 of my cousins, and we were sitting there like, why is this on screen for so long? Why? Yeah. Why do I need to see this? It was, oh my god.
Yeah.
Not necessary.
No. And Andre was like, this is great. I love it. It's production value.
I love production value. I love it.
That's old Cena right there.
Is this the extended cut?
Extended cut. Fuck that.
Oh,
Stop! He's already dead.
I mean,
the ground.
The movie is just a movie. It's a popcorn flick, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But what's funny is that like when some of us say that, others get really mad. They're like, "Oh, you're just saying that because you're a Snyder lover." You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, no, it has nothing to do with it. Like this is just the fact of the matter. Is that
or you just if you don't talk favorably about it, it's because it's not set within the Snyderverse or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And my answer to that is thank God, dude.
Yeah.
You think I want any of my favorite? I've said it before. You think I want fucking Henry Cavill or Ben Affleck or Gal or anybody in a James Gunn movie where they get relegated to dick jokes and fucking no? Get out of here with that.
Yeah, that's
I'm very happy that.
I mean,
I'm glad that he turned down doing Superman.
Yeah. No, I mean, can you imagine fucking James Gunn, getting a hold of a Justice League movie?
I can't imagine doing that. No.
Yeah, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna have Bruce Wayne. We're gonna have a lot of dick jokes because of Dick Grayson.
Yeah, I see it, though.
I love how none of you got my joke. I love that.
I wouldn't hear you, buddy.
No, I couldn't.
Well, Ryan was saying, could you imagine effing James Gunn? I was like, I can't imagine that. No.
Oh, that was
no.
Well,
that's awfully childish.
Was that like an IKEA joke?
Is
that like a Marvel?
That's like below that joke. Yeah, and I got
MCU joke. That's a James Gunn joke.
Hey, I'm just giving you an example. All right.
Yeah. Now you have to dye your hair white and your beard. Oh, you don't have any beard.
No, see, it just shows you have to watch how you say things, or else could get taken out of context.
No.
It is funny that once the film came out, that then he dyed his hair, his beard white and his hair white. Because they're like, hey, you might want to change up your look a little bit.
Yeah, they're like, tests show that white hair makes you look less like a pedophile. I went. I don't give a fuck. It was because if you look at all the, when he's in production, brown hair, no beard, looking fine, whatever, it looks normal, and then they're looking fine.
Yeah, right.
So then it's like, okay, press time. Okay, so what? You grew a beard? Oh, that doesn't look good. We would have gone with a mustache, but and then they were like, no, just white, because that's less intimidating.
Yeah,
and you're more welcoming,
intellectual. Oh,
mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. Whatever paycheck says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outside of the CBM sphere, are you guys expecting or anticipating any other movie coming out?
Dude,
I mean, excited for anything else?
Oh, Dune.
Dune, there you go.
Dune, fucking incredible! I can't wait.
I knew I like Anthony.
Yeah, Dune looks fantastic. I know nothing about the books. I know nothing about the story. All I know is that most of modern sci-fi is inspired by that.
Yeah.
But the visuals look great. The characters, the actors in themselves, are just fantastic.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah. It's
and that's the one that I have to see it in the theaters. I don't want to see it the first time.
You definitely have to.
No, I gotta see it in the theater. That's how
you want to see that big worm. You want to see him on your phone.
Yeah. Well, are we back to Peacemaker again?
You can't get enough of it.
Ryan loves it. Loves that big worm.
I was like, you saw how excited Dawson got. He was like, "Yeah, sure we are." No.
All right, whatever. But speaking of theater experiences, though, Ben, I'm curious. Have you had the chance to see Free Guy?
No, actually, man, I'm gonna see Green Knight tonight for the first time.
I've been meaning to see that. I need.
Yeah, because it's finally on VOD, and I have a child, and I don't. It's a baby girl. I don't.
Yeah, it's hard.
I don't want to leave her with anybody just to go and watch a movie.
Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait for it to come out.
Gotcha.
But Dune, I already made arrangements to.
He's like, but Dune, I called
that one
down the street.
Dune looks fire. I cannot wait to watch it now.
Free Guy, not so much.
So have you read the book, Ben?
Dune, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Well, I mean, I don't think any of the rest of us have read it. I know Ryan doesn't read.
Read Dune.
Oh shit.
But I guess as far as
I am Job.
Anyway, as far as Dune goes, as far as the Dune book goes, I guess knowing that this movie is supposed to have a sequel following it up, does that give you hope as far as how well they adapt the story? Because obviously when you adapt a book, you're in very dangerous territory.
That was my concern, because the first book ends on a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a cliffhanger, but you can tell there's more story to tell.
Yeah.
And I got a feeling that's why this director is supposed to shoot book 1 and book 2, or chapter 1, chapter 2, whatever he's calling it.
Yeah.
So what I'm concerned is that he said the other day that if the movie's a success, whatever that is nowadays, then Warner Brothers is gonna say it's gonna green light the second one, because initially it was gonna be 1 and 2. That was when the movie was announced. All of a sudden, things have shifted a little bit because of what's going on.
Right.
So hopefully it's a success, which I'm scared. I'm actually concerned about this movie because a couple of clips.
Movie.
What's that?
It's an expensive movie, so it's
I don't know if it's that expensive. I think
it's not the most, but still,
right. It is still a pricey movie. I think, but like a couple of clips came out, and nobody talked about it. I was like, holy shit, that can be good. Mm-hmm. So that's a little bit concerning.
Well, I think too, it's like, I don't want this film to fall victim of the fact that it's not a CBM. That people are going to be like, oh, well, I'll wait till it comes out later. It's like, this is an epic movie, and an epic sci-fi movie, and a great story as well. And I really can't wait to see it.
Or it could be the opposite, where people say, well, thank God it's not a CBM. Let me go and see something different.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Sure.
I am worried, though, because, again, Dune being a very well-renowned book, although I feel like Dune has a smaller but more hardcore fan audience, right?
Mhm.
Like there's hardcore fans.
They're very cultish. Yes.
Yeah,
It's
very.
Yes, they are.
And-
very. And you cannot get out of line. You cannot take certain liberties with the
Right.
characters because
Scott
the story is like very like specific.
Yeah.
So if you try to change something, then it's blasphemy because Frank Herbert had a specific vision, and you cannot just come and play around with that.
Right. And my point that I kind of want to make with that is that there was another movie that was based off of a older but very well-renowned sci-fi story, and that was John Carter, right? Disney did the John Carter movie.
John Carter of Mars. Yes.
Yeah, which is a great movie, by the way. I loved it. But the problem with that is
I don't know why he failed.
well, the advertising sucked. That's the problem.
Yeah,
That's what I'm worried about.
I actually thought it was kind of stupid.
No, you
Oh,
shut
man. Golly, God.
Kick the fucking guy out of here.
We need to
Zero
eat
taste.
it.
Zero
John Carter,
taste.
I thought it was kind of dumb. I was like,
Oh,
John
there
Carter
it
was
is.
fired, dude.
Anyway,
you don't know
my,
about movies.
anyway, my point was that John Carter, although it was a very high quality movie, the advertising campaign didn't get enough buzz for the movie, so it failed financially.
Yeah.
And you're talking about the clips of Dune that have been shown, and not a lot of people are talking about it. That's kind of a similar thing to where a lot of the advertising isn't quite gaining the audience that maybe the studio would hope, or maybe that Dune fans would hope that it would reach. So I personally really hope that it doesn't end up being another John Carter situation.
I hope not.
I don't think so, because I mean, in this day and age, we're sort of starved for like the next content.
Right. And also John Carter,
as
you
like-
can't get much worse than that advertising campaign that John Carter
Well,
had.
no. So
that's
what
true.
I'm saying is, you're gonna have a
you
lot
know
more
what the
people
novel
watching.
know what the hell John Carter was. I was like, who the hell is John Carter?
Right.
Well, that's
man.
probably why you didn't like it. So, what I'm saying is, like,
John Connor.
you have new movies that are coming out, and not a whole lot of people are going out to the theater or whatever. But I think are they still going to offer this on HBO Max? Or
Yes, it is.
okay, so you're going to have a lot more eyes on this because a lot of people are starved for like watching new content. They'll give it a whirl, and this way, I think you'll get to a lot of eyes that maybe aren't aware of what this is.
That's true.
And I think that's the only way. I think that works. That's the only thing that really works into Dune's advantage. Yes, is that it will be presented to people who wouldn't have given it the time of day in the theater. Like
point.
it could have been just crickets at the theater if there was no pandemic, HBO Max, whatever, and it was just regular theater release. It would have a pretty good release, I think, but it wouldn't be like gangbusters. Just like Avatar. Type, money or whatever, or Star Wars money or, whatnot.
Well, nothing's getting that money right now.
No.
Yeah.
Not even close.
And one of the things that Denny, the director, has going against him is that he's a controversial director. He's a polarizing director. His style is very similar to Zack Snyder, where he takes certain liberty. To me, like, it's amazing when we take this kind of liberties because he paves the way for other fucking directors to come and do the same thing that you're doing.
Yeah,
because that's what that's the roadmap for the DNA of an amazing director. When you take this kind of risk, fuck it, we're gonna do it, and then the movie might fail if financially or critically acclaimed. But then every fucking director who knows their shit see that and say like, shit, that's amazing. I should have done that, but now I'm gonna do it because this guy already took the risk to do it. And that's what a lot of that stuff happened with Zack Snyder's movies, where he takes like this big risk.
Yeah, I mean, look at the
visuals, and then other directors try to replicate that.
Yeah. So I mean, same thing with like we were talking about earlier with the Marvel movies, taking all of the action sequences. You got The Boys taking all of the just the gore and
yes.
and all, and making it more adult. Same thing with Invincible, and it's more palatable for people because they're kind of used to it because they've seen it and they're like, oh well, this isn't bad. Well, what made that bad? Well,
he was the first one to do it.
I don't remember, but I know that this is good.
That's what a lot of this shit boils down to: being the first. First, like what you just were saying, like the director's taking chances. Like when you're the first person to do it, you're always going to catch shit. That's just how it is. Because it takes time for the audience to adjust to it, and it's what I mean. So so that's why like from up until we got BBS, you see what we were getting as far as comic book movies, and then all of a sudden he came out BBS. He said, "Yo, how about we we actually think about a superhero story? How about we not just fucking splash it in your face? How about you think about this movie when you leave the theater? How about you still thinking about this as opposed to like, and you want to have a conversation with somebody about it as opposed to just being like, oh, did you see fucking whatever? Like it was like it's still to this fucking, when I watch BBS, I still think about it and I can have a conversation. That's just how it is. And so like up until that point, there were comic book movies where make people do that.
Yeah,
maybe some of the Nolan shit, maybe Man of Steel, but BBS was the first one where like when I left the theater seeing that, we went to a bar afterwards and had like a full, like it was a convo, like drinking a few, and like it was a thick.
Well, that now I know you're full of shit because when you go to the bar and you start drinking, you don't talk.
BBS, had I just
you don't talk. You sit there. You just
the bodyguard.
Yeah, because Ryan needs one. Because he's like, "Hey, Anthony, defend me. This guy's
when everything is hell yeah." I was on his back. I was like, "Train you must."
When he gets drunk, he does like sentry mode. We're just like,
yeah, he does. Yeah. He's like,
but no, I mean, an example of this. I mean, look at, how many streams have all of us done where we talked about
too many
Man of Steel and BBS until you know
we've done a lot together.
I mean, look, Ben was on the Vodka stream for how many weeks in a row where you guys were talking about BBS and Man of Steel until like 2 or 3 in the morning your time. You know, it was just like it was crazy. But yet there was so much to talk about and there was so much to break down. And I think that, like you were saying, you know, our palettes have changed where we want more deeper content. And I think that when you offer, you know, let's say a Zack Snyder Justice League, and it's a 4-hour movie, but it's on a streaming service, to me, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing because now you're giving time for your story to be fleshed out because that's what people want. They want to see the story built up and detailed, and they want to see it progress. And nowadays, when you try and pump all that into 2 hours, people are starting to realize that you can't really have a solid foundation of a story in 2 hours. Like you need to have more time. And I think that's why, you know, a lot of fans are going towards shows like The Boys. You know, where you have a whole season where you get to kind of flesh the story out. Invincible, you know, and I truly believe that if they were able to get Zack Snyder Justice League to be a weekly series that they had talked about originally, that it would be every Sunday, whatever, that to me that would have been such a huge benefit in terms of reach that the movie would have gotten.
Yeah,
and have that intro that they teased at that event with the Tom Waits song. Oh my gosh, I love
it. By week 3 or by episode 3, this thing would have been gigantic because the first week of all the hardcore fans, everyone who's been waiting for this, and then word of mouth and all the YouTube channels, all the blogs, all the it would have gotten ginormous.
Well, I think that Zack Snyder's Justice League really benefited from Man of Steel and BVS being controversial, and then The Boys coming out and Invincible and all that, because it got people into a mental situation or mental paradigm shift that they're okay with this type of storytelling now, and that's why it was received so well.
Well,
because if they had just released it, like let's just say they released Justice League like right after BVS Ultimate Edition, it probably they were like, "What the fuck is this? 4 hours? Screw that!" They just because they weren't ready for it. So.
Well, I think that was the movie. I think movie CBMs are before BVS and after BVS, because that was the first time that we saw the top 2 superheroes going at odds with each other, and not only that, having the god of all superheroes dying on the screen. That was the first time. So then, how can you come back from that? You have to. How can you outdo that?
Marvel Civil War.
There, of course, Civil War happened, and
it's still a good movie. I like Civil War, but
it will never be as good. I don't care. I don't care. I could be talking to fucking Kevin Feige. You're not gonna convince me that movie is fucking better.
Right.
But the thing is that that movie tried to be as good, but Feige understands his audience, and he didn't go as dark as he should have gone with that story, because that story ends the exact same way with Steve Rogers dead. So he just didn't go as hard as Zack Snyder did. That's why we still talk about BBS. That's why we still talk about his movies. In the meantime, we say no, fuck Civil War. It's okay, but it's not. It's not a BBS type.
It's not a BBS.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Absolutely agree.
And the stakes are so much higher as well. Like when a character dies, or when you have these characters who have, you know, all these abilities and powers, like Superman, like Doomsday, like Wonder Woman, and you see the destruction that comes with having these powers, the stakes are so much higher. And we talked earlier about Man of Steel, and that, you know, WandaVision fight looked a lot like Man of Steel, but at the same time, when Man of Steel came out, that shit had never been done before, for the most part. I mean, like, you had never seen two beings, two Supermen, basically fighting one another in a city. Two gods. And he showed you what happens. I mean, like, you know, he throws Kal-El and he goes flying through, like, you know, like 6 buildings, like, and it shows you the amount of destruction that can happen with these beings. And I don't think people were ready for that. They were just like, I don't understand. And I remember I had friends who went and saw it, and they were like, yeah, the fighting was just like, there was just a lot of like buildings falling down, and it was just like,
what do you think is going to happen? I mean, look what a couple of guys with backscatter did to 2 buildings in New York.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So imagine,
very
imagine what 2 gods would do in the middle of a fight.
Exactly. And Ben, I know you have to go.
Yes.
But we really appreciate you being here today.
Man,
it was great.
No, thank you. I really had a good time. I really had a good time.
Despite what my other co-host did today, I'm glad you enjoyed your time here.
Okay, Andre.
I was going to say Ryan, but all right, cool. It's all good. It's all good.
Well, I mean, Andre,
what did I do? I was just having a good time.
I bet.
We have one more question, right?
We do, but I know Ben has to get going, so we'll ask that after he gets going. But Ben, again, thank you so much for being here. Can you let everybody know where they can find you?
Yes, you can find me Mr. Evertz and here, and we back to 10 o'clock every Wednesday and Sunday Eastern Standard Time on the Real Anarchy channel. That's it. Oh, I'm on tomorrow on my solo live stream at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So check me out tomorrow.
All right. Awesome.
Right.
And
awesome.
Thank you so much. Hope you have a great rest of your night, and we hope that
Thank you for having me, guys.
in 2 episodes with you being on the stream.
All right. Take it easy, guys.
Later.
All right.
Awesome. And so again, great time on the show. Great conversation. That was really, really fun. I really had a good time.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was the best.
Let's get to the last question.
I had
with,
someone other than you guys.
Wow. All right. So with that, we're going to ask the final question for our digital giveaway of Crime Story featuring Richard Dreyfuss and Mira Sorvino. And the final question for this giveaway, and again, if you've already won a copy, you cannot win another. So
what color spandex does Dawson wear?
Dude, shut up. You keep ruining these dang questions.
I'm looking for the answer. I'm looking for the answer in the chat.
Okay, what is the question?
The question is, what is the first word spoken by Steppenwolf in Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Ooh.
We'll also take that answer.
This is a good one.
Green.
7th time he's been booted.
Yeah, Katsuka, you win. Joey, I know you a trick question. He doesn't. Yeah, he's nude.
Trick question. He doesn't. Yeah.
I'm not like Ryan.
Does anyone know the answer to this? I
mean, somebody knows. There we
go.
He got it.
Wow. All right.
Comes in with winner.
D's nuts.
D's nuts.
Now, are you talking about the spandex color?
Oh God.
Huge nuts. Okay, we're not talking about Dawson. Okay.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Right.
Well, what? I'm just. Oh wait.
So
I
Anthony,
thought we were. Now I know we aren't.
Anthony, you have all the winners written down. Can you read them out for us?
Yes, Krypton Cage. He won the first question.
Nice.
Bakayaro won number 2. Our guest Ben Evertz, number 3. Number 4 Ryan Rivera, and number 5 Joey Moreno.
Awesome.
Yeah, there we go.
Fantastic.
Let me know how the movie is, because I will,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You'll have to get your thoughts on that for sure. And we're going to be doing regular digital copy giveaways and giveaways of some kind here on 4Nerds from now on. So expect that. And we're very excited for that because, again, it allows us to be able to interact more with you guys and allows you guys to get even more out of 4Nerds than just simply listening to us BS for a couple of hours.
Or listening to Ryan talk
Yeah,
over
yeah,
everybody.
He said, "Mother."
Oh God!
Can you do that again?
Shut up, you big fucking bully.
How do you respond to that?
He's an idiot. I don't know.
And how do you
guys
respond?
call me a bully. I'm a bully. I'm toxic.
He's toxic. He's toxic.
Block me all you want.
Block me all you want. I don't care.
I'll never go away.
That wasn't creepy at all.
What in the hell was that all about?
Well, I think he's a piece of shit.
Really?
He's
you know what?
he's
You're a piece of shit.
He's
You're
a piece of shit.
He's a piece of
He's a piece of
he's a piece of shit. Piece of things.
He's a piece of shit.
What?
Sony Chiba. Hold on. Let's.
We have breaking news.
I don't have the clip.
I know.
But hold on. So let's see here. Looks like. Oh yeah, it looks like Sony Chiba, martial arts star of Kill Bill, dies of COVID-19 complications. 6 hours ago.
A Tunzel sword.
Dang. That's really sad. That sucks.
Too bad.
Who is it?
Sony Chiba, martial arts star.
He was the one in Kill Bill who gave what's her name? The sword. Remember? He's like,
oh yeah.
A Haratanzo sword or whatever it was called. And he's like, oh, this really is sharp, you know?
Yeah, so
That's
thoughts
him.
and prayers out to the family of
Yes.
Sony Chiba and all friends involved and everything. That's always a terrible thing to hear when someone passes away. So yeah, hearts and prayers go out to them, which is a kind of a sad way to end the show. But we've reached over 2 hours. But with that, again, it was great to have Ben Evertz on the show. Great conversation.
Yeah.
Covered a lot of topics today, including Marvel, DC. We talked a little bit about Dune. Didn't really venture much further out into anything. But you know what? Still a great time. But do you guys have any final thoughts for us as we depart the show today? ACS, let's start with you.
Yeah. Won't be no ACS Universe tomorrow. Sorry, guys.
God damn it!
Taking my wife to
No!
Taking my wife to see Alanis Morissette in concert tomorrow for her birthday. So
nice.
Wow!
Happy birthday, Brooke.
Yeah. Well, her birthday's like a week. The concert just happened to fall.
Happy birthday,
tomorrow.
Brooke!
Well, either way.
Oh, it already happened, or it's going to happen?
No, her birthday's next week.
Next week. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy pre.
Yeah. You guys know where you can find me. They'll throw up the
we know where to find you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll eventually get up there once I can get there. There you go. You're welcome. There you go. And with that, Andre, any departing thoughts for us?
I want to share this real quick. If you
Oh,
can pull up on
gosh,
screen.
dang it. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so
There
next week
we
we're going
go.
to have Kirsten Acuna will be back on the show next week. We're going to talk about Shang-Chi.
Let's go.
We're going to be talking about, obviously, the Suicide Squad and getting her thoughts on that as well. And we're also be talking a little bit about The Walking Dead. She's very invested in The Walking Dead, so this time I think we're going to spend a little bit of time trying to catch up on The Walking Dead and where she's at with that. She also visited Avengers Campus over at Disneyland, which I will be at the end of October, so I can't wait to see that. Yeah, I'll be going live from Avengers Campus. But anyway, yeah, check it out next week, you guys. 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the 4Nerds channel. We're gonna have Kirsten Acuna from The Insider.
Nice. That'd be very, very awesome. Kirsten's great to talk to.
Yeah.
Always a fun conversation. And Ryan, any departing thoughts for us?
Yeah, it was a good show. We'll see you next time.
Really? That's all you're gonna leave us with?
What? What was it to say? Check us out on Monday.
It's Zeeverfett.
No one cares. No one cares. Do you care? No. Do you care? You guys got any Benadryl? See? No one cares. No.
Okay, don't check us out on Monday then. Check out my
us
show
out on Monday.
Tuesday.
On Monday.
Yeah, no.
On Monday. Check us out on Monday.
No, fuck Mondays.
Moon Day.
Let's go to Tuesdays. Catch me on my drawing stream.
No.
Yep. But there's nothing happened between now and Monday, so we're good.
Sure. All right. Whatever. Anyway. We want to thank you guys all once again for supporting 4Nerds, tuning in today, and checking out our conversation with Ben Evertz. This show will be available in audio form tomorrow on the Nerdy Many Ways podcast on Anchor and Spotify, along with last week's episode with Stephen Colbert. Sorry, I always make that mixed up. Stephen Colbert. And also be sure to follow us on social media at these different social media platforms on Twitter. Also sure, again, go get yourself a Ray Fisher jersey. I stand with Ray Fisher because it's more relevant than ever. And we appreciate you guys being here today. It has been a fun time. And as always, go read a good comic, go watch a good movie, go hang out with friends, do what you love, and just be a nerd about it. We'll see you guys next time.